Alright, so we've got some very big changes coming to Fisch, along with things players have been asking for a while, like new things being added, making Fisch feel more rare, not adding any rods that players can't get, decreasing prices, bringing back original Aurora prices, things like that, and so much information that's going to be coming to the game in this video for the future of Fisch. So this took place on the Discord. It was a Q&A on a stage, and if you missed it, don't worry, I recorded the whole thing so you can go through it on your own time and hear what the owner of Fisch is planning for the future of Fisch. Besides that, drop me a like, drop me a sub, because I was in there for a while. It was very enjoyable, and we learned a lot of secrets about the future of Fisch. So stay tuned.
Nick, can me and Goth leak something for the next black market if Carbon's in here?
Yeah, go for it. Why not? Yeah, tell them what's going to be the black market. I don't even know what's in there.
In here. We need to get Carbon Meister in here. Okay.
Yeah, wait, let me invite him.
Get Carbon Meister in this stage, okay? Because we need him to hear this.
Oh, he is. Invite to speak. Okay, Carbon, come on up.
Okay. All right, Carbon. We're doing something in courtesy of you. Oh, this particle effects. Hello.
What did I do now?
All right, so we had this riveting idea, okay, and we're adding a bobber into the game that you will enjoy. You will enjoy, okay? I just need a clip of you screaming. If you have any, send it to me, please.
I'll record one just for you.
Yeah, record one just for me, okay? We're not gonna tell you what the full idea is, but trust me, you're gonna love it.
I have a feeling I'm not, but I'm
We're
so
gonna make it so that it gives you 50 resilience when you're fishing against an eternal Frostwhale. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll help you out if anything if they ever return. Probably won't.
I hate this eternal Frostwhale thing.
just record one and send it to me. I need that.
Oh wow, that is crazy comms. This is actually crazy comms. Hold on. Wait, please look at staff.
But anyways, yeah, the time has come. I'm gonna go over starting from top to bottom regarding the polls, I guess. We just get that real quick.
Wait, should I stop sharing my screen now?
Up to you. I don't really care. I mean, people are gonna listen anyways. So, okay. Where am I going to begin? We'll begin. So one of the polls I put out, not with like the giant group of it, but one of the ones that I know I put out was buff other classic areas for optimal coin gain, XP gain, stuff like that, and with it being variant on weather and seasons and whatnot, so that, you know, every area in the game should be able to be beneficial at some point in time, right? So it's never just one meta area. It's like, you know, if it's, you know, winter, you go here. If it's summer, you go here. If it's, you know, stuff like that. I think that would be a good cycle for the game. And then beyond that, we go further down. Then we see stuff around the Fabulous Rod. I think that it's very important to know what really happened with the Fabulous Rod and try to give a little more transparency towards what goes on behind the scenes for that stuff, because it's extraordinarily difficult to put out updates that are both reasonable every week and then also have a larger update coming just after. It's very difficult, especially when you encounter the issue of oversaturation and the risk of things feeling too repetitive. It's very difficult. Additionally, the team is not big enough to really just fulfill those tasks. It's very hard. So when these things get finished up, the rod gets finished up, the quest gets finished up, by the time it's all done, there's less than 24 hours or 12 hours for that matter to even balance it, go over it, give it proper time. And then you tie that together with having to plan out the next few updates and work on those in general because you don't want those to fall behind. Very difficult. It's extremely difficult. And that's majority of the reason why it came out the way it did, because at the end of the day, I don't want things to come out in a way that you have to buff them or you have to nerf them afterwards or you have to release a bug fix migration just after the update. It's been happening every time. We haven't had an update where I haven't needed to just emergency bug fix or emergency just buffer balance some shit after an update. It always happens. And I really want to change the cycle of things so that that doesn't need to continue, because it's clearly having a negative impact, and the current state of the game is just not sustainable with this type of scheduling. It's not. And I especially want things to look good for when the bigger updates, like, you know, like I want a nice update for Fischgiving, I want a nice update for Fisch. I want these updates to be really nice because I know they're really important. They're important to me. And if we can't perfect those, I'm going to get really upset. It's going to piss me off a lot. I really need to make sure those are good, which is why I brought up the whole thing about changing the update scheduling to focus more on the larger updates. And then for smaller updates, we just don't really focus too much on those. I'd like to, for smaller updates, instead of putting out rods and actual like full content to progress in, we add more quality of life things. Like features like the storage system, that was fine to release for this update, and I think that would have been perfectly fine if we had just released that for this update. Releasing the rods was a mistake. Again, it plays into the saturation issue. It plays into the whole problem of not having time for these bigger updates. And it's just not really something that should have been done. So, and same goes for the update just before as well. The update before, it was simply a level cap raise and the angler quest system, which again is just, it's content, it's features, but it's just not really, it's half-baked. It's not good enough for a solid update, at least in my opinion. And I think it would have been better if we had just taken everything together and instead just got it through in one bigger update. I think that would have made a lot more sense. And then, of course, if you do that, not only that, but the bigger update is just higher quality, more time for balancing and whatnot like that is just a lot better. Additionally, just to ensure that balancing is no longer a problem, even just besides the scheduling, I also brought in a lot of content creators to try and help out with balancing and feedback in general. So the people that you watch on YouTube, most of the really big ones are included in this, some of the smaller ones as well. Ones you definitely know are included in this. They'll all have a say in balancing moving forward to make sure that we're getting an opinion just from absolutely everybody, because I don't want to get upset with the current or previous balancing team, but you know, obviously there was very little time for it, and generally speaking, it's also a little bit skewed when you have people that are just so close to the community. And the way that they handle things is obviously just different from you guys. It's not the same. So with that in mind, for the update scheduling, I would like to ask a question to you guys in particular before I drop that point. I'm trying to wonder if for larger updates, I think that we should do them every 3 weeks with quality of life and just general features with the 2 weeks before, and then just go along with that. And by what I mean by that is we don't release rods in those 2 weeks. We don't release like actual like content, you know, stuff to grind for. And instead we focus more 3 weeks ahead, because if we do that, not only is it going to, again, drastically improve the quality, drastically improve the balancing, but also the saturation issue, because again, it gets tiring having this stuff over and over again, right? It's really difficult and it's just not enjoyable. I really can't stress that enough. Because during the greatest times of this game, I think that that was mainly the focus that the game had, really. It was more oriented towards that. I don't know, I miss it. Seeing a lot of yeses to the whole 3 week thing, so I'll keep that noted. I appreciate that, and I'm sure we can do great things with that. You know, stuff like the, what's it called? The auto appraisal, that could be something that we release for an update, maybe alongside some other small things. I'd like to just release things to maybe just like hint towards the bigger updates as well, just a lot of stuff like that. So 3 weeks, note that down. And now one big thing as well, we're gonna go into the next thing. So the black market. So this is a topic that's, I think that this came out a little bit problematic. I don't think it came out the way it probably should have. I think that it being reliant on an admin event is just not a good idea. Me and Nate talked about it quite a bit before, and I was going to change it initially, but didn't really find the time to do so. But now I think it's time to scrap it from being a one-time thing that happens for 10 minutes on an update day, and then just instead have it be during the weekend. You guys clearly agree with that. I am fully on board with that. And instead of putting rods and stuff like that in there, we'll put, you know, just gears in there. Maybe every now and then we could do a rod just like, you know, as a surprise, whatever, you know, but I don't want to do it every time because, you know, I think that, for example, the bone blade was definitely the shot that killed it. I think that was just an absolute mess. I think the rod still fucking sucks. You know, some people are gonna defend it. I don't even want to defend it. It sucks. It's a bad rod. It was a scam, honestly. I'll probably buff it later. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't even want to focus on that right now. So, cycling the black market, so that's just there for the weekends, so everyone from any time zone can use it. Anyone that's, you know, you don't have to worry about missing it. You don't have to worry about it for work or anything like that. It's no longer a high stress thing. And also, what that really means as well is that the game isn't going to attempt to break any peaks anymore. It's not going to try to reach highly inflated numbers during those updates anymore. because there's no point. There's no gain to it anymore. It's just stupid. There's no reason. I'd rather just have everyone be as happy as they can for the numbers that we get. I don't care anymore. It is so pointless to care about these hyperinflated numbers. It's dumb. And yeah, I mean, obviously you guys all agree. You're all saying yes. I mean, come on, like. And beyond that, we also have next one. Okay. Discontinue these ultra grindy rod quests. So I feel like that poll was definitely put out in a way that I didn't word it very well, now that I'm looking at it again. So let me go into detail more about what that really means. So it's essentially rod quests that are RNG. I said this in global announcements, but I said RNG slop, where instead of it being really a grind, because I think things being grindy is fine. If you take if there's a rod that takes 2 days to get, that's fine, but it needs to be done correctly. If it's just sitting there and grinding for some really, really rare fish over and over again, that's not fun. Some people might find it fun. I know for a fact some people do, but I know for a fact not everyone does. Majority don't. And instead, I would rather if it were just a variety of things, like, you know, you have to collect a lot of these things here and there, and, you know, just a bunch of different stuff. And, you know, maybe it requires some actual difficulty that isn't just luck-based, because obviously you can't control how lucky you are. I mean, you can improve it sometimes to a certain degree, but I mean, some of the fish, for example, in the Fabulous Rod Quest are literally a 1 in 1,000 to obtain, and it's not even just like a one-time occurrence. There's several things in that quest line that are just ridiculously hard to get for no real reason. Instead, the quest should have been probably just longer with more variety of fish, and it would have been a lot more interesting, in my opinion. And, you know, you can't blame Green, you can't blame anyone like that. It is my fault. I should have looked over it. You know, I have been obviously stressed out of my mind trying to plan this all out and try to figure everything out, but that doesn't really warrant it being what it was. That's how I see it, so I'll take the blame there on that. It is my fault, and I'm going to try to make sure that doesn't happen again. Or, well, try to make sure it happened. Yeah, I'll make sure that it won't happen again. Not about trying, I'll just make sure of it. And yeah, I just think that, I don't know if you guys agree with that. I don't know if you guys like want things to still be RNG heavy. I just don't think it fits the game. I think it's more of a fish it thing. If you want to sit there and grind for a fish for a few hours and then not get it, honestly, if you want to go do that, you can play fish it. We don't need to have that in fish, in my opinion. That just seems a little bit stupid. But you can let me know how you feel about that. Seems like most people are in agreement, so that's nice, I guess. Yeah, fish its buns, bro. Amen. Okay, what else is there now? Alright, so this is one that I'd really like to go into depth to right now, and this one's really close to home. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I wasn't originally put on this game just because, you know, they saw me as, what's it called? I don't know how to word this exactly, but essentially, I was put on this game because I was originally a player of this game myself. I was around for the original updates, and I just played it because I loved the game. I had no job on any other project. It was just off of this game alone. There's nothing else to it. And from that alone, I managed to work up to what I'm able to do now, just from that. And I'm not even trying to, like, you know, sound self-righteous or whatever, but I hope it gives you a little bit of an idea of that. I really did like try to understand where this game came from and what I used to enjoy. And what I used to personally enjoy was when the game felt a lot more natural and a lot less, you know, just... I don't know. I feel like it has lost a lot of that spark that I used to really like about it. You know, I miss going around and collecting fish from the bestiaries and just, you know, going around and things not feeling so overtuned and so like crazy looking and just overall difficult. I feel like the game has become difficult. It's become grindy. The numbers have become massively inflated. If you watch old gameplay of Fish compared to now, it's insane how much it's changed. And you guys agreed in the polls, and it's hard to really explain what changed. Oh wow, I just had a massive spike of lag. That is insane. But what I really feel like what changed is things don't feel rare anymore. Things look a little too crazy sometimes. Some of the islands feel like they don't really... They feel like they have a lot of empty space that doesn't really mean anything. And I overall feel like there's also a lot of just like fish that kind of don't really feel like they fit the game all that well, or at the very least they're very awkward implementations. Like I feel like the Apex fish are a little weird. The Cataclysmics are also, I'm a little bit awkward on that. I feel like some of the concepts are there, but they're a little bit of a struggle in my opinion. And also, I feel like a lot of the rods that used to get released, they just get forgotten. They don't really have relevance as much as they used to. Like, for example, the Rod of the Depths. That rod essentially doesn't even have a purpose anymore. And when that released, that was like the rod. It was super cool. And I still think it's one of the nicest rods in the game. I think that the depths is one of the nicest areas in the game. And the fact that you don't even need to go there anymore to have like, you know, an optimal rod or whatever. I feel like that's weird. I feel like that's really weird. And even if you're like early game going through the game, there's no reason to go there because there's just objectively better options. Because power creep is a problem. And just generally speaking, value is an issue too. I feel like nothing has proper value anymore. And that is especially true when you look at how much dev rods are being just... I don't even know if I want to say abused, but it's just, it's so just overdone at this point. It is ridiculous. Because I remember back, like, you know, when the game had its original popularity, dev rods were just, you know, like, they didn't really get given out or anything like that. They were just like, you know, a thing that would just happen. They just exist and, you know, people would want them, you never get them. And it'd be a little bit annoying because you see your favorite content creator using a rod that you could never own. And that is frustrating. That's really frustrating. And I still think it's frustrating to this day. I think that content creators using rods that will never be released is beyond stupid. It is just absolutely insufferable, and I don't think it should continue. And moving forward, I'm going to make sure that no content creators are using rods that will never release, because that's just, again, not only is it unfair to other content creators because, again, some people can't make those videos, but also it's just misleading to the community. It's stupid. It's genuinely stupid. And then you set these terrible precedents, like, for example, the Fabulous Rod, where people expect it to be one thing and then it ends up being another thing because it can't turn out the way you want it to be because it has to be nerfed. It can't turn out the way you want it to be. It's a problem. It's genuinely terrible. And then alongside all of that, it ruins the actual main progression rods, like the ones that you'd normally use. It just, it makes it so much worse. It does. It really does. I think they're terrible for the game, and I want to just put an end to it, and I want things to just generally like be normal progression. I'm not against releasing some more of the rods like very slowly as we go along here and there, but like I want to generally slow it down and just not really have the focus be there anymore at all. And I can tell you're all very much so in agreement, so I'm glad that we can all agree on that. But yeah, so for the natural feeling, what I'd like to do, alongside the whole dev rod thing, what I really want is for things to feel rare again as well, because exotics don't like. Does anyone really feel a thrill when they get like they hook a fish anymore? If it's not like some crazy ass stupid fish with some crazy mutations that they need for a quest. Because I mean, it used to happen, right? Like, didn't it used to happen? I feel like that's just completely changed, and I feel like the reasoning why is because one, it's a very there's a lot of linear issues with the game that's just like not even beyond balancing. It's just, you know, things that need to fill in the gaps. That's one thing, but that's not the biggest issue right now. The biggest issue is that rarity is completely screwed. I mean, there's a lot of situations where exotics are more common than commons and uncommons and rares and unusuals. That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be a thing? That's so stupid. That should only make sense during like an aurora or something of that nature. Otherwise, they should genuinely feel like, you know, properly rare. Not too rare though, because I don't want things to be feeling like, you know, overbearing, obviously, but it's to the point to where it's not really quite in the right spot. And I think most people could probably agree with that. And I think that we should definitely change the scaling for that, make things more rare on the higher end, but also there's a lot of areas where mythicals are also just not valuable compared to the higher end areas. Like, for example, I don't know how many people here are like original players or they played through the earlier times of the game, but I know, for example, the Forsaken Shores Pond, that used to be, yeah, a lot of you guys are OGs, bro. I'm glad to see that. But things like the Forsaken Shores Pond, we used to all go there and fish together, and it was really nice. You know what I mean? We were all working towards the same goals. It was super cool. I think that that's an example of a problem. The problem now is that, you know, that area is literally pointless. There's no reason to ever go there again. Even for the bestiary, you go there once to get the captain's goldfish to get the bestiary done. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's stupid. That's just stupid. And the reason why is because the balancing for the area is not tuned up with, like, for example, Castaway Cliffs. That doesn't make any sense. So I think that realistically speaking, the move here is is to balance out the rarities to more of around the value of like things in first, second shores, for example, maybe a little bit higher. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how that goes, I guess, depending on how if we want to. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting a lot of feedback from content creators and balancing team, feedback everyone to try and make sure that the values we get are perfect. And if anyone here in particular, I'm not going to say that actually because I don't want to get spammed, but I'm going to make an announcement, probably getting more people on that team as well, just to make sure I have an absolutely just crazy amount of people. Because again, I just need as many people as possible. But see about that later. Again, so we're going to try and make sure the values for fish go down on the very high end. They go down, but the rarer stuff is on the higher end, and rods and purchasable stuff, all that stuff is going to drop in price. So for example, Aurora totems will drop in price, probably to their original value, probably back down to 500k. Let's try to aim for that. All right, let's make that an actual expensive item at 500k, right? We need to fix the economy so that it's at least similar to what it used to be. Now we can't obviously fix it entirely. I mean, I don't think it should be back to square one, but I do think that it should take a massive step backwards because, I mean, 1 billion credits back when the game was like, you know, midway through its cycle. That was absolutely unobtainable and it's stupid. And the biggest problem now is that you can't balance anything properly when there's people out there with billions of dollars and then you're sitting here with millions because you're a normal ass player. It ruins everything because it's so hard to scale what's right and what's wrong. So again, we just need to really just reduce the value. We need to reduce the value of fish and decrease the price of everything. We need everything to go down. And the one thing that I would like to do once that's all done, all said and done, once everything's nice and balanced, everything's fair and reasonable, everyone's obviously going to have some money left over. I understand that. So what we're going to do is I pulled this as well about the black market. It's going to come back one time in a unique way, and then from there on it'll just recycle. You know, you'll have new gears and whatnot just naturally through the weekends, but we're gonna do it one time before we do that cycling thing where it has all of the previous black market rods, all those rods all in one go, and after that they're gone forever and you won't have to worry about it. So that'll essentially get rid of anyone who's too rich right now. Anyone who remains rich after that, it is what it is. That's all there is to it. It should get rid of almost everything. If anyone has anything left over, then, well, that's fine. It's not too big of a deal as long as everyone's, like, mostly on the same page. It's not that big of a deal. I think that that is the route we need to take. I really, really just don't like the economy as it is right now. Everyone having billions. It reminds me of Grow a Garden, and, look, I don't hate Grow a Garden or anything like that, but you can kind of see where that eventually led. It didn't really end up too well in the long run, and I can kind of see why for a multitude of reasons, but that's besides the point. I think balancing was definitely one of the weaker points of it, and just trying to avoid that type of route. Does that mean the Aquarium? Here's the thing, right? Nothing is really, so it's going to, and here's the hard truth, it's going to feel like things got nerfed, but the thing is that the prices also go down. So as long as the prices are decreased the same way that everything else is, nothing's really getting nerfed. It's just that the value of the coin is going to be increased, if that makes sense. So for example, if your rod makes 5 million and an Aurora totem is 5 million, your rod would make 500k and your Aurora totem would be worth 500k, if that makes sense. Again, it makes it like leagues easier for just understanding everything, and just overall, it just makes it seem a lot more, I don't know, overall, yeah. So the prices and everything would just decrease. I would like to, what's it called? I would like to give you guys more details on that. Once I do, I'm going to pull it, or at the very least go over on a stage probably again. But as well as that, I would also like to do public testing. So when that does happen, I'm going to give you guys all testing access so you guys can just try it out for yourself. It won't be a giant rude awakening of a change. I'm going to try to make sure that everyone's eased into it as much as they can. It might come off a little bit crazy when it does happen, because again, there's gonna be a massive change when it does happen, but as long as you give it a fair chance, you'll understand what the goal here is, and I can almost guarantee that you will love it at the end of the day. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I really wanted to go over, and I'll give you guys a better vision for that in the future, definitely. And let's see what else is there. I already went over the smaller updates things, so we'll go over that. Now here's a very controversial one. So the remodel crazy looking and over top rods, the rods that have like reels and actually like kind of look like rods. Thing is about that one is that one key thing about that, I feel like I'm very much so on the side of I believe they shouldn't have crazy designs. I don't think that they should look like, you know, For example, the Ruinous Oath is literally just a sword. It doesn't have a reel, it doesn't have a line, it doesn't look like a rod in any way, shape, or form. I think that that's a problem. I think that if it had a line and a reel, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I think it looks cool. I think it's nice VFX. I think it looks awesome. I just don't think it makes sense for like a rod, if that makes sense. So what I would like to do is, again, just remodel it so that it has a reel, a line, and then from that, anyone who originally had it, you'll have a skin in your inventory for the old version of it. And I just think that that makes more sense. I do see, though, it was controversial, so I'm not sure if that is the move to take necessarily, because I understand some people do like things looking vastly different from the rest. I get that, but I also do think that rods should represent rods, at least if they're a main progression rod. They should definitely represent rods like visually. So yeah, let me guys, you gotta let me know like right now if you feel different about that, if you feel like it's a bad idea just right now, because I feel like that poll maybe didn't describe it as well as it should have been. So it's still very controversial. If you're saying no, I'd like for you to like tell me why, at least like vaguely, because I mean I think I can understand it. You want things to feel more special or unique, but I think it does reach a certain point personally, but I'm not sure. I think it's majority yes, but I'll have to go over that again in the future. I think that it's definitely a little bit too unclear right now for me to give a guarantee on that one, so. Let's see, okay. Note that for later. Okay, so, and now another poll, okay. Make fishing areas for islands less spread out. And, essentially what I mean by that is, for example, we have islands where, and I noticed this was Fish Fright as well, there's not really, or well, at least initially, some areas don't really have areas that are clear where you should be fishing. And there's a lot of different areas you can fish. And I think freedom's great. I think being able to go wherever you want in adventure, that's great too. But I do think that like the strongest area should be, you know, relatively easy to see, easy for everyone to reach. I think that it's better because I would much rather fish in a group of people than just by myself on a random part of an island. So like, for example, you know, we'll take Forsaken Shores as an example. That pond is a stronger point of Forsaken. And the rest of it is kind of just, you know, whatever. It's nice. You can complete the bestiary, but, you know, it keeps everyone nice and together as much as they can be. Or when you're grinding, which again, you guys have agreed on in the poll, and I think that everyone can still agree on it now. And I think what that really means for changes is that some islands don't really have clear areas of where to fish. I think that's sometimes a little bit of a struggle. And I think that really putting a particular like abundance in an area, for example, you know, do something like that and just keep people together better. I think it's better. I think it's nicer. It's not like a crazy thing or anything like that, but I do think there's a lot of islands where you should be fishing is just really unclear, and people fishing together is always just really nice and refreshing, in my opinion. A lot of DMs right now. Yeah, Uno, I'll bring that up last, don't worry. Doesn't seem like anyone cares like that much about that, but I mean, I can tell from the analytics that matters a lot, so I'll just focus on it anyway, it's okay. Okay, let's see here. And there's another one where I said make islands smaller if the space isn't directly used for anything. So, reference points of that would be like Lost Jungle, Castle Cliffs, Ancient Isle. Those islands all have a bunch of empty space that isn't used for anything. And the thing is that I'm kind of mixed on this one personally. I think that if you want to, for example, someone mentioned optimizing mobile. If you want to optimize mobile, all you can really do is clear out sections of the map. That's really all there is to it. You can refactor the whole code base, but that's going to take probably weeks of the best programmers in the game with no content, so I don't think that would work out too well. But cutting out parts of the map, that does work. So for example, like the back end of Ancient Isle has literally nothing on it. It doesn't do anything. It's just empty space. There isn't even like trees in some part of it. It's kind of like empty looking. Lost Jungle obviously has a lot of areas where you don't even end up going. It's a lot of empty space for no real reason. And I understand that it helps the environment kind of feel here and there, but it's kind of, in my opinion, just not necessary in a lot of cases. If you guys agree or disagree, let me know now. I could try to give ideas of what it might look like versus what it currently does in the future. If you guys would like to see that, otherwise, I mean, because it was agreed upon on the poll. Most people agreed. Other people were a little bit unsure, but most of it was agreeing. Well, we'll see then. I'll see. Nothing too crazy on that one, though. I don't think it'd be too insane. And then beyond that, I said add a cosmetic option to personal aquariums, being able to display your own fish instead of just only showing what you're profiting from. I think that's better because I would like for things to gravitate more towards like being able to show off your fish to other people instead of just having it for profit. I think that'd be pretty cool because you can currently visit aquariums and no one really does that. So I think being able to do that would be just a no-brainer. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, everyone agreed on it. There's no downside to it, so that'll probably come in sometime anyways. I also made a poll already about the balancing, but I mentioned that earlier, where some mythicals are worth around 1,000 coins, while others are near like 10,000, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, we already agreed on fixing that up. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a problem. Now, here's a really interesting one. The luck system, the one that everyone hates. It is so garbage. Oh my god, the luck system in this game is horrendous. It is genuinely the worst thing ever. I would like to fix it. It's really difficult to fix it. I most notably, again, just want to go over the things that I mentioned earlier, where making the higher rarity stuff rarer and then higher value than what most areas are currently. Some of which would drop, but a lot of which would raise. Most which would raise, because most areas are just underpowered and, well, okay, most areas are reasonable and a couple are overpowered. I would say that's generally how that looks. But yeah, I guess I did go over that earlier, so nothing too crazy to say about that one. Also mentioned deflating. All right, I brought that up earlier as well. And then I had some polls from you guys that you guys recommended. Buffing the Wind Elemental Rod. We're going to do that. Why not? I'll just do it, I guess. Not sure what you guys exactly want for that. If you want to let me know what you want to see buffed on that, let me know right now.
Nick, look at DMs.
Let's see here. Just one to that. Control and luck. Needs slashes. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's any very clear thing. Also, don't be asking for admin abuse right now. I'm going to do something after all of this is done. I'm not going to run it early. Also, another tough pill to swallow that I'd like to bring up is actually the admin events. Yeah, so I feel like they definitely... Look, I don't know about you guys, but the highest value fish in the game, typically being things that you gain from admin events, is a little bit weird. I think it's dumb. I think that the best thing you get should not be from admin events. That's just really scummy in my opinion. Because then your entire profitability relies on me or Nate running an event. That's just really stupid. Regardless of what some people feel. I know some people don't like, the idea of it being lowered, but I think no matter what, it needs to happen. I'd like it so that if admin events were beneficial to everyone, but they aren't literally required to be the best in terms of profitability or whatever. I think it's just a mess. So we'll definitely do that. I think no matter what, it needs to happen. So, it's not like they'll be weak or anything. It just shouldn't be the best. It's dumb. And a pity system for treasure chests. That's going to come out this next update. I'm going to put it in. So if you have got in 50 treasure chests, it'll just give it to you, because beyond that, honestly, it's kind of stupid to grind beyond that. Because I remember when I was playing the game originally, I opened about 200 chests. I didn't get it once. I got really mad at that. I think it's stupid. You guys think it's stupid. It should have pity odds. It's just dumb. As for the actual mutation rate for the sake of the quest, the problem now is that quest has been a thing for a while. I'm not sure if it should be buffed now, because a lot of people have already made a lot of progress on it, and I don't really like screwing over the people that have made progress. So I feel like no matter what, that's going to be a little bit of a controversial thing to say. I feel like most people will vote yes, but it also does screw over a lot of people, so I'm a bit mixed on that. I think that the better move probably would have been just to have more time to balance it beforehand, before anything happened, but a lot of changes were already made. The Sunken Rock currently has an 8% mutation rate. It says 5% in the description. That's an error. It is 8% though. Just clarify that. But yeah, I'm not sure if further changes needed on that. Again, I don't want to screw people over, but I don't know. If it gets to a certain point, I really don't know. If possible, I'd like to just put the Fabulous Rod behind us after this next update as much as possible. Obviously, it's gonna stay in the game for however long, who knows, but that's a thing. And no, we're never adding auto fishing. As for auto appraisal, I would like to get that out sometime, but it is also, again, I said in the poll, it is an extremely difficult thing to add, because one, The front end for that is very difficult to get down because I don't know what you guys have visualized for that, but you need to obviously give them the option to auto appraise for a shiny or a sparkling or any set mutation. And naturally doing that, it's just really hard front end wise. And then the back end of it is even worse because the pass down system is terrible. Really hard to work with. It essentially needs to be rewritten for that to actually work the way that you would idealistically like to see it to be. So it'll probably be one of the later things that comes out of all the polls because I don't think it's that important. I do think it should come out. I will make sure it comes out, but it is at the bottom of the priority list because again, it's not a key feature. It's not that important and it is really difficult to implement. So we'll probably do that later on. Still ideally this month. I would still like to aim for this month for absolutely everything in those polls, but again, very difficult. Another poll. So this is one that's also a little bit controversial. The Nate's blade being buffed. It was actually changed before it went on the black market, but the issue is that obviously that wasn't pushed live yet. So it was a little bit of an unfortunate awakening for some people to see that it was changed because again, it was just not published properly. But it was changed intentionally beforehand. It's a bit of an unfortunate case. I think it's pretty strong as it is. I'm down to buff it a little bit, but I think it's already pretty strong, and it is an expensive ass rod. I don't want a really, really, really like strong rod to be 3 billion coins. I think that's stupid. And for the same reason that we don't have strong rods at these high levels anymore is because putting the best options at things that are just really just repetitive and not really just enjoyable is just dumb again, right? Because the Astro Hook was a problem because grinding out those levels is annoying. It's terrible. Overall, it gets boring. It gets really boring, and it's also just demotivating to new players, I find, or just casual players. It's very demotivating. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. I obviously, again, once the economy is fixed and everything's deflated, there's not going to be any more 3 billion coin rods. There's not going to be 1 billion coin rods, not even, 100 million or anything like that. It'll be back down to normal rates. We'll try to make obtainments for rods a lot more unique and just less same old every time. It gets repetitive. It's dumb. So we'll see how to do it. Think on it more as we go along. Also mentioned making the Ruinous Oath Mastery easier. That one I actually meant to do quite a long time ago. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I just forgot. So I'll make sure that's done for the next update. So you don't have to worry about too much about that one. Not sure about that, but yeah, it is a little bit ridiculous for what it is. It really is a bit too much. Okay. I already mentioned the economy thing like a few times, so I'll go over that again. Also mentioned the Fischmas map being brought back in some form. It'll be, at this point, we have the map. It's going to be just like the original, but it's going to have a lot more. It's going to be like the same thing, but like tuned up like crazy. It's going to be really, really nice for you guys. And I already mentioned this before. Some of the really OG developers that worked on this game are going to be working on the Fischmas map for this year, which is really good news. Liam and Kyle. And also you have Pluto. He's in the stage right now. He's been working on that as well with them. It's going to turn out to be absolutely crazy. I think it's been one of the best map designs we've ever had. Probably the best, to be completely honest with you. I want to just mindlessly glaze them, but again, they're behind the fucking greatest builds in the game. So combining them, that's only going to be good news. So should turn out really well for you guys. And also just on the note of Fischmas as well. I'm going to take notes from the last time it was ran and also Fish Fright this time to make sure things aren't... to make sure there's no problems from like what happened with Fish Fright where balancing was very controversial and overall the goals were a little bit mixed. I feel like it was a high potential update, but the balancing definitely took away from it a fair bit. So Fischmas should have a lot to do. It'll have a lot to grind for, but it won't be repetitive. It'll try to have a lot of content that's just unique all over the place. Unique stuff, and I already have a lot of visions for it, so you guys should be hyped up for that, I guess. We'll see how it goes, but I'll have leaks for that coming as we go along here. And yeah, another poll was the Starlight Worm bait. We already added the mutation to that, so no big deal on that. As for recycling new bobbers in the shop, that is going to start happening again. Ever since they were given the coin price, they haven't been changed once, which is a little bit silly. It's because, realistically speaking, the dev team, when that originally happened, was very small. It was very difficult to even get those out to begin with. Obviously, they're not even like unique models. So we're gonna try to ensure. Well, we're gonna ensure that they are being cycled through every week. You know, you can buy them for pretty normal price. See how that goes. Make sure they're always there. Yeah. Also, an emote wheel is coming next update. Liam coded that and put it in, so we'll be seeing that pretty soon. You'll be able to use the emotes regardless of where you're from, because previously, based on restrictions, if you were from a certain place, for example, you couldn't use the emotes. And I don't really remember if a certain part of it is in it or not, so I'm not going to mention that, but I'll be a lot better than how emotes currently work, I'll put it that way. Then we also have one more poll, and then I'm going to go strictly to answering any questions. We have add an option to the equipment bag with things like gloves, boots, stuff like that. There is an extremely large amount of people that voted yes, and somehow the no is actually at 0%, which is kind of crazy. I didn't think I'd ever see a poll with 0% no. So I think it's pretty clear you guys really want that, I would say. I think it's a pretty clear sign. I will try to get that out. It's not going to be very easy because I want it to look really nice. I want it to fit really well, so we'll see how soon we can get that through, but definitely going to make sure that gets through for sure. So essentially what that'll look like is you'll have a thing in your equipment bag where you can drag on, like, you know, your boots, your gloves, stuff like that. You'll be able to disable them from appearing for the people. So you can wear your boots or your gloves, whatever you want, your suits, and you can make it so that you don't have them on your avatar. Because I'm gonna get perfectly blunt with you guys, I think a lot of them look absolutely ugly. Like the glimmer suit stuff, all that stuff looks really bad in my opinion. I mean, sure, they make sense for the theme, but like no one wants to be wearing that constantly. Come on now. I get the vision, you know, we'll definitely make sure that happens alongside all the other things mentioned. Also, so mentioned a Yarncaster buff, I see a little bit of spam there, but yeah, I'm gonna add a mastery to the Yarncaster so that new players can still enjoy the rod and it's still balanced for new players, but also if you want to use it as an endgame rod, we'll have a buffed variant that's through the mastery. That'll be nice to use. Yeah, beyond that, I don't have anything else crazy to say. I would like to detail more of the balancing changes as we go along, because again, they're going to be very, very strong. I would expect that the economy is going to be kind of similar to what it was around like Northern Expedition to Fischmas range. That's the goal I'd like to aim for. And again, we'll just reduce the price of a lot of, like, pretty much everything, just correlate with those values and clear it out with one black market after that. And beyond that, if anyone has any left, your call, I guess. Your call. All I can do about it. Yeah, if you have any questions. Also, Pluto, did you want to show that leak or did you want me to show it?
I can post it right now.
You want to, bro, if you want to.
Or you can just show it on here. It's up to you.
I think you show it here first, honestly. Where are you gonna show it here or am I gonna show it here?
I'll let you. It's not letting me turn my screen share on.
Oh, wait, is it because of Goth? Oh, Goth stop screen share.
Oh,
bro.
maybe, yeah.
Right now you're good too.
My bad.
There we go.
I don't know if it's just taking a while to load or not, but it's just great for me. Oh wait, never mind, it's loading. Oh yeah, there it is. So this is a part of the new update that's coming. A lot more that's probably gonna be behind all of this, you know, but you know, it should turn out pretty cool. I like a lot of it. A lot of thought went into it, but a lot of you are happy with how it looks, it seems. I mean, like, if Pluto's building it, it's always gonna look good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's just always how it turns out. Well-deserved glaze, bro. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Okay, Cthulhu died with the second seed, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but we'll see. We'll see how this all goes out. There's a lot of interesting things that are gonna be behind this update. W Rich laugh. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
You laugh like a rich person, Nick. Didn't hear it?
This game didn't even make me rich, bro. Oh yeah, also, I'm gonna mention that right now, even though it's not part of the Q&A. Some people think that I was trying to, like, playtime farm because of the Fabulous Rod Quests and stuff like that, and I remember, you know, like, some people are a little unhappy with how I reacted to that. I just don't gain money from the game like people think I do. I get paid a flat rate to work on this game. I don't really stand to gains from stuff like that. I don't gain from you guys buying things like that. It's just, I just get paid to work on the game. It's as simple as that. I just work on it like the way I do because I love the game. Now, sometimes it's frustrating working on it because, you know, it's tough times. You know, I gotta balance things. You gotta stay up all night a lot of the times, but it is what it is. I love the core of this game, and I'll love it a lot more once all these changes go through, because I'll be honest, it's hard to love the game in its current state. But I can promise you guys, this game will be a lot more enjoyable the next few weeks. I can guarantee you that. It'll come out, it'll be a little bit interesting. It'll be a very, very new in some ways, but I know for a fact it'll end off a lot better. That's for sure. For anyone who can't see it, I guess we could just post it in leaks as well, because I mean we've shown everyone here. It's not that big of a deal. Any plan to change Raw the depths? Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, more so, I'd rather just like, again, with the balancing changes I'm talking about for like deflating the economy and whatnot, it'll naturally become a viable option again. Like everyone will be able to use that rod again for any reason, right? Well, I mean, maybe not like the very end game people, but you know, like the mid game people, it'll become a relevant option again for progression. Even just in general, I'd like for most rods to be viable in some way. Just even if they're worse for money making or catching fish in general, I think they should always have a purpose if possible. And black markets. Okay, so once all of the deflation, all those changes go through for balancing, the black market will be very cheap. It won't be expensive anymore. It's not going to have stupid prices. But I do need to run it one time with the previous old prices of the rods just to clear out the economy once the balancing has been done. It doesn't need to happen one time. Beyond that, everything in there is going to be... It's not going to be stupid to grind for. It'll be normal. It'll be normal prices. It won't be like dirt cheap, but it won't be anywhere near what it currently is. Like, we're not looking at like 50 million plus items. It's going to be much lower than that, generally speaking, because again, the economy will be completely different by that time. Spearfishing Expansion. So this is one that Uno particularly wanted me to bring up as well. I don't know if he wants to come up here. I don't know if I can find them or not, but very firm on the spearfishing being expanded on. I found them. Here we go. All right. I am personally against expanding too far on it. I think it should be a minor feature because it's not the base fishing mechanic. I think bringing in a brand new mechanic entirely for fishing, it's no matter what, if it's viable at all, it's going to compete with fishing with normal rods. And I know for a fact a lot of people just didn't like the idea of that being a concern, right? Like where spearfishing might overtake normal fishing because, you know, we all want the base mechanic to be the main way of fishing in this game. That's just how it is, right? I could potentially see it being changed, but I don't want it to be like a main mechanic in my opinion. I think stuff like crab cages is cool because, I mean, it's not really a new mechanic. It's just, you know, placing it down, see what you get. That's different, I guess. Because, I mean, you know, for example, like with lobster fishing as well, that was a new mechanic, but even if it's done right, I feel like no matter what, it's going to come off-putting. Let me know how you feel there, you know, if you have anything to say about that.
I'm going to give my presentation now. So,
okay.
It doesn't, I'm not thinking like it mainly has to be competing with rods, but I think some sort of additional way of fishing. Because I mean, it's a fishing game. The only way of fishing being spearfishing rods is kind of at some point it's gonna get boring. You get what I mean? So eventually, adding some type of underwater exploration and making spearfishing in addition to that, and slowly advancing it throughout updates and evolving it throughout updates would be. I feel like it would do numbers for the game and take the game a lot further. But it doesn't have to compete mainly with rods, and it would also give you a chance to give rods a break and, you know, focus more on spearfishing and kind of preserve the value of rods itself. And I've seen you saying like some people really don't like it, but I haven't seen that myself. I haven't seen anybody say they don't want spearfishing. Okay, I'm being cooked. Wait, am I? No, I'm not. I don't know.
Nah, it's nothing crazy. Look, here's the thing, right? Okay, so is the main point that you're trying to get at though, like you want it to be a break for rods, or is it also just everything else as well, or is it mainly just the rod thing?
Everything, to be honest. All of the above.
Well, I mean, because in regards to the giving the rods a break, I feel like that the bigger thing for that is spacing out the updates, like I said, and making sure that the actual content updates like rods and shit like that are on the major updates and stuff like that. Maybe here and there every now and then for a minor update if needed, but realistically speaking, focusing that on the bigger updates, I feel like that's more of targeting the issue more than, you know, targeting spears and whatnot.
Of course.
That's how I feel about it. But as for expanding on it, just expand on it. I mean, how much would you guys be interested in expanding on that? Would you guys rather more like mainline content, you know, like the bigger updates, stuff like that? Or would you rather more focus on spearfishing? You can say obviously yes for the major updates, no for spearfishing, I guess. I don't know, just make it easy.
Obviously, I'm giving like a rough draft. It doesn't have to be exactly how I'm saying, but some type of like something being added like that would be nice.
I mean, I can definitely like make it like better, but also I don't really think either one of us have a very clear vision on how to do that without it being. Because here's the thing, right? The reason why it's extremely simple as well is because there's mobile players, console players, alongside the PC players. And if you make it way too interactive or different or advanced, it's going to be almost impossible for mobile players. Because again, you have to think about the mobile and console players a lot. Because it's going to be a lot harder for them no matter what. So for example, like, you guys into like crazy interact, like you have to click on shit over your screen and shit like that, or like fight back. You have to really consider those other platforms because a lot of the player base is on those other platforms. So it's like, you know, fishing, you can do it on anything. It's all the same. You know, you're just clicking a button. You know, it's nothing too crazy, which is why spearfishing is also just clicking a button. It's very simple. Now you have to stop sometimes so that makes sure you don't lose the fish, but that's why it is what it is.
I feel like with enough time, I could probably like give you a good presentation or something. But like, you know what? It could be, you could like add it in a way where you seen that like Assassin's Creed video I sent you where it's like you do it on a boat, or maybe you reel in fish with like something like that, or maybe you spear fish with a boat or something like that. You know, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. But making it a way where
vision, you can go ahead and think on it, bro, by all means. But I mean, I just can't guarantee anything because I mean, as of so far, I just don't think it's worth investing too much, at least in my opinion.
Yep. But I mean, it's a fishing game, so I think there should be more than one way of fishing. I seen like I low key I didn't even peep with like lobster cages were, but I seen a lot of people didn't like that. But you know, crab cages are nice. Something a little more would be cool.
Mm-hmm. I think variety is always good. I just think it needs to be very simple variety if it's not going to be fishing.
Low-key, that the fact that you said mobile players and everything, that's making me think on it a lot more. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't play Assassin's Creed on mobile, right? That's
I mean, they got some mobile Assassin's Creed games, but yeah.
Yeah, but some games aren't meant to be on mobile. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up beyond that, like particularly, or no?
No.
Okay, well.
Chilling beyond that.
Also, I got
we trust in Nick.
What's it called?
Nick is cooking, bro. Trust.
Thank you. We got a question from Carbon. He's asking about why aren't there any universal skins? The reasoning for that is because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like it when there's skins that don't represent the rod at all in the game. I feel like that's already kind of weird that there's shop skins that don't represent them. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean, like, if they're like really cool looking and they're just different, that's fine. But like, some of them just don't even represent the rod at all. And I feel like with universal skins, that is also a problem that would be present. And not only that, but it kind of demotivates trying to get skins for rods in general anyways, because you'll just equip one rod for everything. And it's like, well, then what? I would also like to put, and also I this wasn't brought up before, I want to put more ways to get free skins in the game as well. Because the skin metrics aren't there anymore. It was because they didn't fit the game, they weren't implemented properly. We're going to put them back in a different form. But free skins are going to return. Or, well, free as in like you buy them with coins. You get the idea, right? It's not going to be some slop. Also, I don't think they'll be like gambling like they were before. I think instead it'll just be like, you know, these skins are available. You can buy them here and there. Maybe there'll be like a fucking like a skin merchant or something like that. He'll come around and have some skins. Because as it was, you actually couldn't buy them if you were in certain regions because they were considered gambling. And I'm trying to make sure that moving forward, it is equal for everyone, regardless of what location you're from or, you know, what time zone you are, you know, stuff like that. I think it's a little bit stupid how things have been structured previously for that. But anyway, that's just me. I mean, I think you guys agree, but it's okay, I guess. Yeah, it's nothing too crazy against the whole universal thing. It's just, don't think it's necessary personally, but well, I know. You could add skins to the black market at some point, but again, I have to restructure the whole thing first before I feel motivated to do anything crazy with it anyways.
I just realized I was muted the whole time.
Oh, well.
But I was going to say, I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of cool. Like, there's some skins, for example, that I've purchased in the past that I wish I could use, but it's just not, you know, the rod that it's attached to, it's just not viable anymore. And I mean, I guess that goes back to the changes that you want to make, right? So that every other rod is able to be used.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely the bigger problem, honestly. Just making sure that they're all viable rather than making a universal skin. I think it's better route. It's my personal opinion. I feel like most people would feel the same once it's done in practice, because it is very difficult to make every rod have a purpose. It's not too difficult to like balance them so that they're like viable in progression no matter what. I feel like that's not too hard, but giving them a purpose would be like, for example, if this one specific rod gives the mutation that you need for this next part of like progression, or like this gameplay loop, or maybe like this thing has a passive that helps you in one unique way that no other rod will, even if it's not necessarily the best. There are a lot of rods, so it's kind of difficult to really differentiate that super well, but we'll see as we go along. I'd like for a lot of rods to become viable again, even if they're not the best. So I saw a question about Northern Expedition. So would you guys like to see Northern Expedition changed or updated or anything like that? Or do you kind of like it as it is? Would you like to see a different location entirely? What are our thoughts on that entirely? Because I mean, I like Northern Expedition, but I do think it has its fair share of flaws here and there as well. I think that that's impossible to ignore. Our kid is really hyped up about that update. See, okay, so we're talking about updating, reworking. Okay, so what would you guys like to see in that? Because me personally, what I envision is a much clearer path, much more ability to just like, you know, travel around it without losing progress or, you know, stuff like that. I think right now it's just way too unclear, just in my opinion. It's a very unclear area. I think it's really cool. It's just not clear enough. Reason to go back once it's completed? Yeah. I think that's probably true. I think most area, it's gonna be very difficult for that area. I think that we need to have some way to make traveling around it like a lot easier. We already have the Traveler's Whistle, which is really good. But I think beyond that, more could probably be done. I'd have to think more on it, but I think making the areas viable to grind in would also help a lot. You know, maybe during winter nights, like, you know, the cryogenic canal is meta again like it once was or something, you know. That was an interesting time. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, really. Let's see. Also, yeah, I would like to make sure that most bestiaries have a variety of like ways to get the fish in them. Like, yeah, you fish for some, you crab cages for some. Maybe more areas of spearfishing, but that's also like low-key again a mechanic that needs to be touched on more probably before areas are expanded upon with that. But we'll see about that, I guess. Also with like limited events, like for example, Fish Fest. I mean, it's that fish could wash up on the shore, you could collect them. I thought that was cool. You know, trick-or-treating and stuff like that. You get from trick-or-treating. Using different mechanics all throughout for bestiaries, in my opinion, is really cool. So yeah, I'd like to make things variety when possible. Talking about the Atlantis update being peak, I think Atlantis was also pretty cool. I loved Atlantis. I loved, I would say I loved Mariana's Veil, though. I think Mariana's Veil was a half-cooked update. Atlantis also was low-key, a little bit half-cooked. I think that the struggle with those updates was, one, the Atlantis rods, they didn't work. They were all bugged. They were broken. And not only that, but they all sucked. And same kind of went for Mariana's, except some of them were just instead like massively overtuned and crazy high prices and stuff like that. And the map for Mariana's Veil, in my personal opinion, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think the Mariana's Veil map looked like shit. It was garbage. Like a lot of parts of it looked like shit. Like the volcano area looked like complete garbage. The long ass tunnels look like garbage, feels like garbage. The frozen area looks like garbage. Calm Zone looks nice. I think Calm Zone looks great. The Veil of Forsaken's alright. But I feel like it had some struggles, I'm not gonna lie. Also, the Abyssal is also garbage, yeah. Like, most of it looked like garbage. The drilling mechanic was garbage. I liked how crazy it was. There's a lot going on, you know, there's a lot to do. Kind of, but it definitely struggled in a lot of different aspects. And then Atlantis' struggle was definitely just the rods kind of sucking. But I think Atlantis was one of the best updates. That's definitely for sure. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I think generally we kind of do. I don't like long trips. I'd like to shorten the tunnels in Mariana's Veil and maybe just like touch up the area in general, because the areas, again, they look pretty empty. And also, you know. Also, why can't you just release the pay system today? I physically can't, because if I upload an update to the game right now, we'll get moderated. So yeah, Roblox is currently broken. We can't update the game. We just can't. You just can't right now. So We'll see when we can. I don't know. That's not our fault, but you know, you can blame it on Roblox if you'd like. That's all I'll say. What else would we like to see, guys? What else would we like to see? Also, just as a quick reminder, I mean, I already said what I thought were the problems with the last two updates, but if you guys feel like there's anything in particular that you hated about the update that you think I didn't bring up, just tell me it right now. Just be blunt about it too. Don't even like try to sugarcoat it. Just tell me how it is. Oh, I loved the depths, by the way. I don't think that the game is dying, but I do think that obviously the last updates were a struggle, and it had a lot of momentum going forward to you know, upkeep. I know for a fact they'll go back up again. If it goes back up the same amount or not, I don't really care as long as people are happy. That's all that really matters. If people are happy, it'll naturally go up. So that's all there is to it. But I mean, we removed one of the biggest updates, then didn't really add anything to, you know, make up for it. So yeah, naturally it's gonna drop off a little bit, but that's just how it is. Someone, okay, yeah, you brought up removing Avid Beast entirely. I just think there's a certain point where we just can't even do that. Instead, we'll just make it not a problem, I guess. That's all there really is to it, just making it not a problem. Okay, yeah, so the Aquarium Storage, that is going to get touched up as well. It's not going to remain how it currently is. I think it's a really, really nice system. I love it. I love the fact that everyone can load in properly, but there's no light. It's missing a few key features in my opinion. Like the sorting is like a little bit weird, and also, you know, to take things in and out super easily is also not really a viable option. I'm gonna try and see what I can do about that vision wise, and then we'll get that done. But yeah, we'll see about that. Let's see. A way to open more than one bait crate at a time. I feel like that's also something that definitely needs to be touched on. And just like the auto appraisal, it is needlessly difficult to program. Can't really tell you why, but that's just how it is, I guess. But I would like to have it as well. I'll just put it in polls so I don't forget, but I'll make sure that comes out at some point. We'll see. The ability to open multiple bait crates rather than needing to spam to open large amount. Yes, no, and post. There you go. That'll obviously get only S's, but I just want it there so I don't forget, because I'm going to go through all those constantly to make sure they're all out. The problem is that you're missing the point on everything. All of your core focuses are missing the mark. The Atlantis rods are bad. Okay, so. Here's what I'm going to tell you, Mesmerizing Potato. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Fun fact. I don't know if you remember this or not. The Tempest rod didn't have the progress speed. The Kraken rod also, fun fact, at the time, was not the best money maker. I did the test. I was a nerd. I'm going to tell you right now. I was really in tune. I'm going to promise you that right now. It wasn't. Not only that, but again, all of the rods just didn't even have passives except for like the Kraken rod. I think that was it. I had to like suggest passives to them. Like I was the one who suggested the Tempest rod, the Challenger's rod to get progress efficiencies. You know what I mean? Like those rods when they came out, people didn't realize it at the time because they were just having fun progressing through the puzzles and whatnot, which I think was great. But the rods were weak. I mean, especially the Zeus rod. I don't know if you guys remember this at all or not, but like the Zeus rod was literally just broken. It just didn't work. It legitimately wasn't working for months. And then when they tried to fix it, it became like absolutely stupid overpowered and guaranteed only legendaries. Complete mess. I mean, come on now. Like, what even is that? Thankfully, that hasn't been an issue with the updates we put out, but obviously we have our own problems that we've gone over. Thankfully, we can hopefully recognize all of them, especially after we've gone through all of this. Also, for anyone talking about the Fabulous Rod being too weak, have you actually tried it and have you seen gameplay of it? Because that's something I'm very curious about, because some people are very adamant about it being weak, especially when it like initially released. But the weird part about it is that I know for a fact a lot of people complaining haven't actually seen it after the changes, because we have it in the code. you physically could not use it unless you completed the quest. It'll get removed from your inventory automatically if you didn't complete the quests. A lot of people were just like lying about what it actually did and what it actually was. And additionally, wikis like the fandom, I'm just gonna put this up there right now since everyone's listening. The fandom literally will just allow blatant misinformation at all times. Like literally, that wiki is a complete waste of time to look at. It will just blatantly put misinformation on the wiki all the time. You can trust sometimes, because sometimes an exploiter will data mine and they'll find things out here and there, but they do lie about a lot of things. Talking about cracking down on exploiters. So here's the thing, right, about exploiters. If you're flagged for cheating, you don't get banned instantly, and the reasoning behind that is because if you don't get, if you get instantly banned, you're gonna know what's flagging you, and you're gonna work around it. You're gonna exploit even more. So right now, it's kind of a mystery to exploiters what really causes things and what doesn't. I'm not gonna give too specific info on that because otherwise we'll give, insight to exploiters, but essentially you don't really know when something's getting flagged or not. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, W-Lith, bro. Lith is like actually the savior of this game, bro. The carbon descend. You want to drop all the exploiters in the Roslet volcano, bro? That sounds fantastic. Let's do that. Let's feed them to Ashclaw.
Bet.
More craftable rods. I mean, I've been adding more craftable rods. It's just, I don't want to add too many at once. Like every now and then for an update, I think it sounds really cool. But if you add too many, the menu's going to get a little bit bloated and it's going to look a little bit weird. So keep doing that. I have the fabulous rod. My only problem is that you do not get the mutation enough for it to be a good money-making rod. It is really good, but for it to be a stage 13 rod in the wiki isn't accurate. Okay, first off, I don't know who decided that was stage 13. I low-key, I don't know if it really is. I don't think that makes any sense in my personal opinion, but also stages don't represent how good a rod is. It's how difficult it is to obtain. I don't know if it's still in a problematic state or not. I'm still trying to get feedback from people. If we all still firmly believe it's a problem after we've all obtained it and it's still too weak, I will buff it again. It's as simple as that. All right, got a DM from All Shifted who has a very strong opinion about this. Don't worry. Says it's good, yes, but still is weak for its progression. I don't know how hard it is. It needs a buff. You guys agree with that? Let me know right now if you agree with it. I will narrow down what we need to do. Otherwise, I'll keep reading some other stuff. And also, I can't re-release the same music venue rods in the future. I can have like the key ones that people really liked. I can have counterparts to those. So for example, the Polaris Serenade, a lot of people really want that. Instead, I'd probably release a different version that's like, not the same rod. It'd have like a little bit different stats. It'd have a similar-ish passive, but with something new to it. I'd like to spice it up and make it more interesting. But we can't really bring back limited rods and they're promised to be limited. I mean, that's just scummy. Again, I don't want to be scummy, so that's just how it is sometimes. Yeah, and I'm more on board with buffing the rod rather than making the quest easier again, because again, if you make the quest easier, then that kind of screws over people who've made progress already, so. And people are bringing up the Relic Cosmos should be the only one that's brought back. Just use Starlight Worms, like it's not a problem. I know you want like Cosmic Relics or whatever too, but I would rather just make Starfall a little bit more of a better method of Cosmic Relics. And no, I'm going to ask this right now. Do you guys think that Cosmic Relics should be more common from Starfall Meteors? It doesn't have to be an insane amount. It can be a small amount. And if you're going to say yes by how much? You think it should be double the rate, triple, like 1.5, like plus 50%? What are we talking here? Like what are we thinking? Let's not get greedy here either, because obviously we want things to be still like, balanced and whatnot, but I would also like it to not be just like super strenuous, because I know for a lot of people they complain about it, the main method of obtainment for some reason or another is admin events, which obviously doesn't make any sense. It's obviously dumb. I mean, the first time I ran an event with that, I actually had it as a 1 in 200 globally, which I thought was fine, but people complained that it was too rare, so we had to increase it as the game was rapidly growing. And obviously that's, it was a little bit of a mistake. I think that goes without saying, but oh, I can't hear anymore. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not. My Discord froze. Oh wait, here we go. This one cannot handle this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Well, I'll do at least. I'll buff it. I'll make sure it's buffed for the next update. I'll have it for you guys, and I'll specify exactly what it got buffed by when it happens. And it'll be a decent amount. Like, you'll feel the difference, believe me. Keep that noted down. Okay. Also, we can do more XP events, but also, I didn't bring this up before, but I feel like XP is such a weird thing. I'm ensuring, by the way, I said this before, but I'm ensuring that no overpowered rods are above level 1000 because, again, I think that's stupid. The Fabulous Rod was unintentionally released at a level requirement of 1597. God knows why. Apparently AI decided that, according to certain someone, so that's no longer the case. It's 1000 because I got really mad when I saw that. You know, no hate on anyone. That's my fault for not noticing, but it's currently 1000, so that's nice. I think that XP as it is very easy to reach 1000 because, again, the balancing sucks, but also admin events make it a little bit too easy here and there. I will admit that. I'd like for them to be beneficial for XP, obviously, but gets to a certain point. Definitely gets to a certain point. And I'm not bringing back the Astro Hook. Maybe we'll make a different rod that's similar to the passive that looks, you know, a lot more good, because Astro Hook looks a little bit off-putting in my opinion. I think it looks really stupid. And so does the Fang of the Eclipse. I think they're both a bit of a struggle. I think that their passives are cool because I designed them, but they're also overpowered, so I feel like it's gotten to a point where it's kind of hard to really communicate a lot of things. So I'm going to start dragging people up. Oh, wow. Someone drew a fucking crazy picture about it. That looks so nice. Hold on. Shout out to Shrimp. This thing looks crazy in fan art, guys. This is so nice. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to bring some people up here. I'm going to bring up, what's it called? Who here is interested in asking some stuff or like bringing up questions that people are interested in? I'm willing to invite some people up that I know would be interested in as well. If you'd like to, you can go ahead and do that for a while. Let me know. So, Chris, what's the comms here?
Yo. So, I did have a question about one thing personally. Mind if I proceed? So, thing is, you said you wanted to earlier. You said you wanted to make events, or well, wanted to make use of some sort of mechanics, but you wanted certain areas to be usable in one way or another, that they're not just discardable at some point. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought for a second about Nessie's Pool. Honestly, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, it was kind of a headache that you had to put 5 skulls and then you just went in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you lost it all. You had to farm skulls. So I had this idea. How about you use that, the same method, you farm for something for an entrance, but the area opens at certain time, for certain time, and then it closes. But you can still enter after that area opens again. That way, actually, people, well, do not lose their progress.
Let me rephrase that for you, because I'm a bit confused right now. So essentially what you're asking is for it to stay open after it's open for a different, like, context, or what?
I mean, yeah, I want it to be still accessible. But the thing is, it opens at a certain time, and then it closes. But anyone who has already completed that can still access the area till it opens after a certain time.
Okay, so yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, that could work too. I think that if the skulls are more common, I don't even think people would complain as much. Or if the Nessie was more common, people wouldn't have complained as much. I think there's a lot of different issues that bled into that whole, like, problem there, honestly.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of stuff over there. Also, do you have any plans to do anything regarding to Ghosted Isle?
Do a what?
Any plans to do anything about Cursed Isle?
Yep.
Yeah. And when are they coming?
Yeah, I was originally going to do a lot with it before, but the issue is that programming stinks, and I ran out of time to do something because something wouldn't work. I was really mad.
Yeah. I can tell that's a pain. Let me check if I get any interesting question about it.
I mean, yeah, if you're not really sure anymore, I can also bring more people up because I know other people also have a lot to say too. So if you want to, I could just
Yeah,
look up
that'd be
some
the
more
best
people as
choice
well to
too.
see if things fair as well. So let's see here. Okay, I don't know if you have anything to say, Maze. I'm gonna bring you up. Sure, you have a lot to say.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, why would you try to get on stage then? Come on now.
Bro, I requested like 30 minutes ago. I just want to ask,
well-
are you planning to nerf the Crystal Cove?
Okay, so that is a question. Okay. Probably. I I would like to see. Here's the thing. It's going to get lower, but at the same time, again, the prices of things go lower as well. And requirements things go lower. So it's not really a nerf, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it is going to get rebalanced. It'll still be a strong area, or one of the strongest, but it is, you know, it's a bit of an awkward one, honestly. I would say that.
I also wanted to ask if there's going to be like a suggestion I had was for the aquarium to add just like a button to like put your best fish like in some other games.
Oh.
I think in like I think I remember it was like Pet Sim or something. You could just like equip best.
Oh, what a comparison. Yeah, no, you were selling it and then you just sold it like completely.
Dude,
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I was just thinking of a comparison, but like an equip best button on the aquarium, so
No,
you don't have to
bro.
like spend like 20 minutes figuring out what your best fish are.
Look, I get exactly what you're saying. I don't know. We could maybe do it. I'm envisioning that to be a very extensive thing to add. I don't know how the inventory system works enough to know whether that's a difficult thing to add or not. But I do know that is a common thing that's asked for. If you guys actually really want that, let me know right now. If you don't care, just say no, honestly. But just communicate, to be honest. I'd like to know how important it is to everybody.
Honestly, I don't mind, in my opinion.
I see everyone saying yes.
It's a couple no's, but yeah, I mean, essentially that means it kind of does have to come, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, these things will... We're adding a lot of things here, so I'm just going to note right now, some of these things probably won't make it into November if we keep on adding things, but, you know, it's okay. We'll see.
Yo, also, I don't know if you mentioned this before, Nick, but will you add anything regarding being able to cancel any quest?
So, let me see. Yes. Okay, so I'm assuming you're referring to for angler quests or for limited stuff. What are you talking about?
Any quest, honestly. Angle quest, rod quests, stuff like that. That people just have and cannot complete. Just like the try rod quests and stuff.
See, okay. I think that it's okay if we add a tag for some quests to do that. That's probably okay, but I brought it before. I said it could be abused, and the more I thought about it, I can't really recognize an area where that would be abused, because obviously if you're gonna get a reward, then I don't know. It probably wouldn't get abused, I guess, now that I think about it more, so maybe it would be fine, but I do worry that it could soft lock you, because, for example, you might get a quest, it'll give you a cache, and then sometimes they're hard-coded and it's weird, and then, you know, you might end up getting in a situation where you can't get the quest anymore. I would like to do something with that, I guess, but it's not a major priority for a lot of things. I know for the angler it can be frustrating, but also I think the angler should be a little bit frustrating here and there. I mean, if you get a fish that's just rare, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it gets harder and harder as you keep going. Sometimes you'll have bumps. I mean, that's how bestiary progression works too. But that also comes along with fixing rarities in general, because again, right now they don't scale properly. They don't really make sense. For some reason, rares and unusuals, particularly around the 40 chance range, are treated very weirdly and not really in a logical sense, where even if you have high luck or low luck, they aren't easily obtainable for some reason. Very odd. I don't know. It's very, very odd. I'd like to fix that first over the quest thing, and then as long as we get rid of the limited quests, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
If you have anything else, let me know if you can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to bring someone else up here as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for
A lot of
questions.
people
But
ask. I'm trying to avoid putting anyone like too random on here because a lot of people have really bad mics, and I don't want you guys to get a little bit of a jump scare. And additionally, some people are probably going to say some dangerous things that I don't want to hear. So
Yeah,
be
that
careful
would be
about
the best
that.
thing to do. Let me check if I know anything on that. Might be trusted over here.
Nick,
Wait,
I got a
I have
question for you.
one. All right, you can ask that. I also brought GMAP up here, so whenever GMAP gets up here, I'm sure you're going to have a lot to say too, maybe. Go ahead, yeah.
Some people are messaging me if you have plans for anything regarding submarines.
Right now, submarines, so I don't know if you guys know this or not. I assume it still breaks for a lot of people because network ownership for that is designed like shit. To put it blunt how it is. So essentially, if one person is in a submarine and then you try to get in yours, it just kicks you out. It doesn't work, or it just stops working, which is stupid. I would like to fix that. I'd like to fix the progression for getting the submarines because drilling is a horrible mechanic. Drilling is one of the shittiest things. Even the people who made it agree that it was a terrible idea. It was just rushed and needed to be done fast. Once that's fixed, once submarines are also fixed, I would like to reuse them again. I'd like to have some more underwater exploration, stuff like that you can get to. It's not like too bad. I don't want it to be like too overdone like Mariana's Veil where you have to travel across space to get anywhere. That's obviously no good, but you know, something like that. I like to expand on it more for sure once everything's fixed up for that.
Submarine fishing.
I don't know how
Spearfishing.
that would Yo, true though, true.
Tell me that's not fire though, Carvin. Something like that.
It's kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of good.
Alright. Would that be hard, Nick?
To do what in particular?
Like, instead of spearfishing, boat fishing, whatever, you kind of just do maybe like do that with submarines. Maybe like add an arm. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas.
I mean, it'd be interesting if the chaser fish was like in an area and you had like harpoons on your fucking submarine that you could attach and like, shoot at it or something. But I mean, that would be really awkward to implement. I'll put it that way, but it doesn't sound too bad on paper. I mean, I don't know. Let's see, I guess.
I'll give an idea about harpoons.
Yeah, I'm also gonna put up one more poll
That's not
because
bad.
I could have brought to my
Harpoons,
attention. Yeah, harpoons, yeah. It's about daily rewards. They currently offer absolutely nothing. Even if the economy is fixed, I'm gonna tell you right now, 1,000 credits is not really something to care about. To be completely honest with you, I would like to give them like items and stuff you can get from them. You know, just better rewards. I don't want anything too crazy. Just things that actually motivate you to get on more, I guess. But right now they are just kind of linear, some shit, I guess. Also, GMAP apparently failed to get on, so I'm gonna have to find that again, but start scrolling, I guess.
I had another question about like Relic.
What's up with that? Yeah, what's up?
So, Exalted Relics, really the main way to get them is just from the shop, like the daily shop. And Cosmic Relics is really just admin abuse.
There we go.
And like in my opinion, it doesn't really make much sense for like a type of relic to mainly be obtainable through the admin abuses. Like I think I've fished like 1 or 2 cosmic relics like ever outside of admin abuse. It's like really, really rare.
Fish them? Okay, do you mean you found them or you fished them? Wait, what do you mean by that?
I mean like found them.
Okay, good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. I mean, Cosmic Relics, we went over that earlier where, like, Cosmic Relics, they need to be buffed. I'm going to buff the rates of them from natural starfalls, but for Exalted Relics, you think Exalted Relics are a problem too, or what?
I feel like Exalted Relics, I mean, they're in the daily shop, and that's just, like, how I get them. Like, I have, like, 50 Exalted Relics right now, but just because it's, like, 250,000 coins in the shop, but it's like also really rare compared to that. Like if it's gonna stay the same rarity, I feel like only being 250,000 is kind of like it doesn't really make sense with everyone having like 100 million nowadays.
So you're saying the price is too low and the rarity is too high, or what?
I mean, yeah, basically.
I kind of get that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it needs to be, I think that once everything else is also adjusted, it'll kind of line up naturally a bit better. But I do think that more methods of like getting them just like
Yeah.
naturally would be cool because
the people of the
only getting
chat
them
don't
from,
really
what's it
like
called?
that idea.
Yeah, he does
or
not like the idea of raising the price. I mean, obviously that's
People are not,
saying.
yeah.
Nobody's gonna like that.
I mean, it's just a balancing thing. Like it's true, but obviously no one will actually want to.
Look, you
There's a
guys
lot
don't
of
have to worry
balancing-
because the changes that I'm going to make everything work are going to seem a lot more scary when they come along. But trust me, they're going to be good once they're out. But they're going to be really scary when you first see them. So just know that. It's okay, though. Don't even worry about it. Everything's going to be really nice.
A lot of balancing stuff is not fun, but it literally makes the game better, unfortunately. Do you think would you be open to run? I mean, these people I feel like have been waiting kind of patiently. Do you think you would run people are maybe time to run an event?
When I'm done with the stage, yeah. I mean, we could do this for like
Okay.
a little while, not too much longer. But you know, because I really do wish Nate was here because he really wanted to be here. I'm not gonna lie to you, like he really wanted to be here. He was super upset when he had to tell me that he couldn't be here.
I'm trying to watch this chat, but
For
everybody
Cosmic
just
Relic,
says
for
out
Exalted
again.
Relics, though. Yeah, I mean, I know that's just how it is. But yeah, for Exalted Relics, we could make more methods of getting them though, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, only getting them from the shop mainly is a little bit weird. I think that natural means that aren't just buying them is also just like it should be done. Regardless, it really should be done. Maybe like an area that has like sometimes has an abundance or something, or maybe just like I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you go about it, I guess.
Could totally put a bait shop because I hate opening bait crates.
Yeah, we could just have the fucking bait crate feature instead, honestly. We'll figure that out somehow. I just won't be the one to program it, because last time I tried, it just lagged out like crazy, and even when I optimized it, it just lagged out like crazy, but less.
He
People
blue
are
screened
also
3
asking
times.
when is that going to happen? The rod black market, is that going to be this Saturday?
Yeah, that is actually a question that a lot of people are wondering. So for the black market, that's gonna have everything that you might have missed in it, everything that's, you know, I wanted to clean up the economy with. That is not going to be this weekend, and it might not even be the one after that. It should be. It'll 100% be this month. It's after the rebalance goes through. Because again, the whole point of it happening is because I want the economy to be cleared up as much as it can be after the balancing changes are done. Because your money is going to be a lot more like important once that change goes through. So giving people one last chance to spend it, and, you know, just having a fair, you know, playing field for everybody as much as you can possibly do is just the route to go. So I would say you could expect it probably 3 weeks from now. If things look really good, it could be 2 weeks. It's really hard to balance everything. I'm going to, after today, tomorrow I'm gonna really work on reworking the luck system. I'm gonna work on changing the value of every single fish, which, by the way, there's like over 1,000 right now. So I have to go through over 1,000 fish and manually change every single one based on their resilience, progress, efficiency, shit like that. And every single rod, I'd go through every single price. Gonna get a lot of feedback on that, lots of suggestions, whole lot of stuff. There's a lot of variables to consider for that, so it all depends.
Nothing like a huge nerf of rods from last time is gonna happen, right?
No, not like max kilogram stuff. Like, realistically speaking, your rods are going to be just as viable as they were. Like, the stats probably won't change unless the stats for rods might increase even. But the actual, like, sell rates for stuff, generally speaking, will drop. And obviously, again, the prices for everything will also drop. So naturally, it won't really be a nerf. It's just, again, getting the economy down to a nice, proper value so everyone's kind of on the same page, I guess. You know, obviously, if you want to grind out a lot, you'll still have a lot of money. But again, it's really hard to balance everything, make everything fair for everyone when, you know, releasing billion-dollar rods and some people have billions. It's stupid, as I said before.
Yo, earlier you talked briefly about Fischmas. Is there any details that you can share about Fischgiving?
It will be a bigger update than last time. I mean, last time they just added a turkey and a little guy that took them. I will have a actual location designed for Fischgiving. I actually have a unique concept going on for that too. It's gonna be unique to any other event, and it should be interesting. It'll focus on actual Thanksgiving. You know, the actual base concept of that should be really cool. Won't be too long an event. It'll be just before Fischmas. It'll happen on Thanksgiving Day. Once it ends off, we'll be starting Fischmas as well. So it'll be kind of almost back to back a little bit. We'll see how it goes for that, but I think it'll be really cool.
Sick.
Someone DM'd me with a question asking, like, to ask you what you meant when you said you don't like the place Fisch is in, like, specifically.
I feel like everything's constantly trying to, like, overpower everything else. I feel like it's a battle of power creeping, and I feel like content comes too fast at a rate that you can't enjoy things. And, you know, it's almost like the exact opposite as well, where content comes too fast, but it also comes like in like portions instead of the whole thing, right? Like, for example, the last 2 updates we released, we could have just combined them all together and pushed them out for one big update, and I guarantee you that would have been so much more enjoyable, because again, having all that at once is a lot more fun, because you can just do this, you can do that, instead of forcing people to essentially do this one thing that you've given them. A lot less healthy, in my opinion. That's how I feel, but I think other people would probably feel the same way, but if I'm wrong, let me know.
I agree.
RX Luck is asking about nerfing XP from admin events, especially after level cap increase, to bring back natural progression and reason to catch fish again. I actually thought that the admin events were XP locked. I didn't even realize at first.
You didn't know?
I don't know why. I just assumed. I was like, no, that would. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Everyone's saying no. Okay, look, here's the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all going. Everything is going to naturally have the exact same effect. We're not going to make admin events like shitty. They're always going to be better for XP than anything else, but they won't be the same as what they currently are. If that makes sense, everyone. Because I mean, like, naturally going straight to level 1000 because you're on when I was on. Does that really make sense? Like, let's be honest here for a second. Does it really make sense that you get to level 1000 like just because I'm online? Like, I don't think that really makes much sense. I'm just. That might just be me, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, like, come on, you guys.
Oh yeah, I had played on an alt account on one of the admin abuses. I got to like level 900 just on a brand new account. It's like really not balanced at all.
Yeah, no, it is. But the thing is, again, with the whole rebalance of fish values, that's also to come alongside it, right? It's not even a problem with admin events in particular. It's just fish values. Again, so many of the issues with this game right now for like balancing are just fish values being so skewed beyond belief.
Also,
Yeah.
everybody who's saying they want to come up and like ask questions, can you just send them in the chat? Because I am reading them. I know obviously everybody wants a chance to get up and say what they want to say, but there's not enough time for everybody.
Console users, unite.
Hey,
What do you
We
mean
can
by that?
finally
What's
drive
the
our
problem?
boats in the next update.
Oh, because what, Layla fixed it or what?
Yeah, Layla fixed it. It was great.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I just want everyone here to appreciate what Layla has done over the past, like, couple
Layla
weeks. Layla has
been
fixed, legitimately, I'm not even kidding you guys,
insane.
Layla has fixed probably over 150 bugs in 1 week, and I'm not even trolling about that. It is absolutely insane, and the issues that they fix aren't even simple issues either. They're very complex issues, and my god, is it just crazy. I really cannot, like, express it enough. It is insane. Also, for collabs, we would like to do more in the future, but also it's a bit scuffed because some games don't really make sense to collaborate with because it doesn't fit in Fish, and then it's like, well, whatever, and I don't know. If there's ones that make sense, we'll go for it, for sure.
I got a question. Do you think like you remember like the brick rod and everything like that? Would you say things like that were a success?
Yep.
Yes, Brick Rod was awesome.
It was. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it
I
Like
kinda
working
like that.
together
nice
to do
thing.
that
I
kind
love
of stuff. I love. Yeah.
Stuff like
Now,
that.
I think it was a little bit like super, what's it called? Flooding everything and confusing people, but I mean, there's a bit of fun in that. There's a bit of beauty and confusion. Just as a point of reference, I don't have the exact details of this. I don't know if Vonnie's here or not. I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. Might be. But, I don't know if you guys know about the Hubert rod, shit like that. Something along those lines might be on its way, and we'll see how that turns out. I haven't had any, I'm not going to have any sort of, say in how that goes, I guess. I'll look at it in the end and make sure everything's good, but, it should end up being an extraordinarily unique quest. Hopefully kind of like the brick rod in some form. Not like the same at all, but, kind of get that vibe off, I guess. Additionally, the rod passive should be really interesting too. I mean, he's a perfectionist. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What kind of mechanics are you looking forward to replicate in the future?
I don't know what you just said. I'm not gonna lie. The first part of that was cut off.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so what kind of mechanics from the past events, from the past, let's say, Fischmas, stuff like that, are you looking forward to replicating future events?
By replicating, do you mean? Well, I mean, I guess that could mean like reworking or just bringing back at all. I mean, there's parts of Fischmas that I'd love to bring back. I like the advent calendar is cool. I want to bring that back. I want to bring back the you can go to the what's it called, Santa's Village via Magical Snow Loop. That's great. You can buy festive bait crates with money. I honestly probably should have did that for this update, but I did put candy in it, so it's a little bit of a tough one. I mean, there's a few things I'd like to kind of reuse as we go along, but I do think some of the concepts from previous updates here and there are a bit weird, so it's kind of sketchy. Also, one thing I would like to ask right now, I don't think we'll do this, but would you guys be interested in having a unique currency for Fischmas, or would you like to just stick by coins? Because last time it was coins, but I'm not sure.
I
currency,
really like the unique currency, like the candy for fish fright. I hated it at first, but it really motivated me to play because I wasn't starting with anything. We were all literally starting from 0.
I needed to paint this vision a bit better because I feel like this isn't explained well. So for essentially, imagine this, okay? The economy, assuming it's normal, okay? Imagine like last year. I don't know if you guys were here for Fischmas last time. Imagine the economy is kind of like that, where like, you know, right now a big haul is considered like 5 mil. A big haul back then was considered like 500K. Let's assume the balance it's balanced like that, okay? A balance like that for coins. And additionally, if we did have a currency for Fischmas, it wouldn't be hard to get. And you could sell Fischmas fish for the fucking currency in that event as well, which is unlike the fish fright event. So it'd be easier to get, and also you could sell fish for it. So in that context, then how do you feel? I'll put a poll up right now instead of just trying to judge through the pile of results.
I definitely think that having like a limited, I think having a limited currency would be better, because like as like the other person mentioned, it was like gonna be starting off with nothing instead of already having like a ton of money. And I think when Candy first released with Fish Fright, it was like a little way too hard to get. But I mean, if that's
well, again, like, it would be a lot easier to get. I want Fischmas to be a very laid back update. It should be super chill. No one should be like sweating their eyes out trying to get stuff done. And plus, additionally, Fischmas will also be longer than Fish Fright. It'll be like another week at minimum, probably another 2 weeks. It should be around
I think
like
Fish Fright is a little like too grindy.
Yeah,
but
no,
I feel like
it'll be a lot easier for sure.
If Fischmas is supposed to be more chill, then wouldn't a unique currency kind of like void that? Because then everybody would have to literally play in order to not feel the FOMO.
That's true too.
You have to have that a little bit though.
By chill, I mean like, okay, by chill, I mean like you don't feel like you really need to lock in like that much. Like, yeah, sure, you should need to play, obviously. I mean, that's just naturally how an update should go. But as long as because here's the thing, right? For Fish Fright, the FOMO is crazy because it's a 2-week long event. And again, they're really hard to get. That FOMO doesn't exist in a stressful degree if it's balanced properly in Fischmas, if that makes sense. I don't know if you could agree with that or not, or if that changes your view on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It really is just a battle of balancing. That's really a lot of what this game is at this point. It's super crazy, but we'll hopefully be on top of that moving forward.
It's just kind of hard to see the bigger picture because the balancing isn't here.
Yeah, I feel that. It is really hard to judge off of that, but I guess we can experiment with it when the time comes. If we feel like it's good, we'll keep it. If we feel like it's bad, we'll just get rid of it. Simple as that. I mean, we'll have a lot of time to test it because I'm going to make sure that update is more than ready before it's too late. Because with Fish Fright, I'm going to be honest, that update was finished about an hour before it came out. Now, a lot of it, most of it was done a couple of days before, you know, a fair bit of time for it, but nothing too crazy. But a lot of it was finished a lot later than it should have been. I got ahead of it early, which says a lot about what is considered early and how I really need to make sure things are done early, because even doing things early ends up being late. So we'll try the limited currency in QA and testing. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't really feel right, feels like it's too much, we'll just get rid of it. Again, it's not that big of a deal.
Honestly, if you add a currency, it'd be a nice thing, because I saw a lot of people complaining about the currency. They didn't want a currency about that. They didn't. Some of them didn't enjoy going through and through with the currency. So how about you make it so you can transfer a certain amount of coins to the currency? Not that a huge amount of coins, because that's probably gonna just.
I'm just gonna flat out say no to that, by the way, because at that point it might as well just be coins. And either that or it's me way too advanced or just not really fleshed out. Again, I feel like because a lot of what people said for this event, for example, was to make it so that if you sell fish fright fish, you get candies from them. I really should have did that. It was a bit late to do it, but I should have definitely did that. I think that again, if we do that for the Fischmas update, it won't be as big of a deal. I think as long as everything's balanced right, it's not that big of a deal.
That's a fair point, yeah.
I think if there would have been. Oh, sorry, go.
I got another DM. Like, it's kind of unrelated, but related to balancing and everything. Someone asked, why does luck not feel rewarding enough? And I feel like you've talked a lot about that.
Yeah, I brought it up before. I mean, again, first off, the luck system. Look, I'm gonna give you guys a little in secret here, okay? This game, the luck system for this game was made a long time ago, and it wasn't made by a human. I'll put it that way. So again, I'll make sure it's changed, but that's all there is to it. I'll make sure it's changed. It'll feel rewarding because again, right now it doesn't make any sense. That's just all there is to it. Now, Carmen, what did you want to say?
No, I was just referring to the fish right thing. Because I feel like if there would have been the ability to sell the fish right fish for candy, we probably would have gotten that, that goldfish pond in Forsaken Shores feeling again, where everybody would have been fishing. Would have been cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a thing of the past now.
I do remember asking about a themed angler for these events.
Yeah,
back during
that's also
Summerfest.
Possible. I wouldn't want to do that for Fischmas because then I feel like it's a little too much. For Fish Fright, it might have worked, but I think that it kind of takes away a little bit too much from the chill vibe, in my opinion, if it's only from the angler. Now, you could do the angler as well and selling. You could do both, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. I could definitely do that. Also, one person brought up, what about rebirth system? Like, you keep all stuff, all fishes, all level, you keep everything. But for rebirth, you get a rebirth rob, but you'll lose all your credits and start over.
No.
This is never happening, and I will die before this ever happens or even gets close to happening.
Hell yeah.
I think Uno would
I
have
don't think, dude, yeah, no, it was so bad. I remember they were trolling that too ages ago. You know how mad people got? It was insanity how mad people got at that. When they're like, oh my god, we're going to raise the level cap to 15,000. We're going to add rebirths. We're going to add UFOs and shit. My god, what the fuck?
Nah.
Yeah,
Carpe
guys,
diem,
Nick
he
actually
said,
just
"Oh, that's
DM'd me.
fire at
He
it."
just
Type.
DM'd me. Yeah.
Yo, Nick, whose idea was the skull minigame for the Nessie?
Me.
It was you?
Yeah.
I like it. No, I think that was nice. That's low key that brought the community together. It was a little hard, but the execution was nice. I think more of that would be very good for the game. Like maybe for Fischmas or not Fischmas. Is that Christmas? Fischmas? For Fischmas, maybe a snowball quest or something to bring people together again, something interactive. That would be pretty cool.
Look, I am down for being interactive and shit and bring keep people together, but I'm not going to reuse that in any form. I'll come up with something completely different, and it won't be hard because again, I'm really trying to emphasize that Fischmas will be very simple, be very fucking front end heavy. I mean, it just won't be hard. I really don't want it to be hard, but I also do want there to be a lot to do. So I've been working on the update, even right now, even though it's a month from now, I've been working on it. And I'm just very careful about how this turns out. I want there to be so much to do. Yeah, it has a lot to prove, really.
About Fischmas, there's probably going to be a huge fish in everything, right? Like nest and stuff like that. If there is going to be one.
What do you mean?
A
chaser fish for Christmas? What are you talking about?
Well, don't know how to explain it properly, but remember last Fischmas, the actual
Northstar
price,
Serpent, or what?
The rarest fish was what was the name of that thing? The
Northstar Serpent. Northstar Serpent.
Yeah, Northstar Serpent. That one. Is there gonna be something like that in this Fischmas as well?
Okay. I want your guys' honest opinions. Do you guys feel like the Northstar Serpent was low-key kind of out of place? It was cool. I loved it. But I feel like it was a little bit weird relative to the event because it didn't really look like
Yeah.
you know Christmassy at all. It's kind of just
That's how I feel about all the serpents. Like they're awesome. Like the sand slasher was cool. You know
Okay, hold
you
on,
know
hold
how
on,
I feel
hold on,
about this
hold on.
because
Okay.
I never.
I already know. Yeah, you tell me about this. I get that. But okay, look, you guys are saying no. You guys say it's something to grind for. Look, I'm saying the model itself, not the fish, not the existence of it. I'm saying it doesn't look like a Christmas fish at all. It's just something completely different.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that,
Like,
But
do you guys think you would have liked it more
Everybody's saying-
if it was themed more like Christmassy, or do you think it was better as it was? Because I mean, obviously there's nostalgia, and I want to sort of like remove bias here because I loved it, but
I
I
think
feel like it also doesn't make sense.
I think it gave like a Krampus vibe. Like the point of it was for that it was so rare that it was just out of like I don't know. It was.
I think so.
I thought it was pretty cool.
yeah, I love the nose.
Really? I don't know. It
Yeah,
just doesn't hit
for
for me.
event
I feel yeah,
series,
it's
I
definitely
feel like
controversial.
having 3 fish that don't strictly adhere to the holiday is pretty nice.
But it's like that's like the apex fish. Like that's the fish of the event, and it didn't
Yeah.
give Christmas to me. And like Sand Slasher didn't give beach vacation to me. But they're sick. They just don't. I don't know.
All right, well, I you know what? Honestly, bro, I'll consider it all. Look, I think that it's okay if we have 2 really cool fish. Okay, I don't think we need to have just one. Like, we don't need everything to be super common. Then have one rare fish. We can have a couple like different chasers. We need to just have one.
Someone just said
Have
kick
one
her.
that kind of reminds you of the Northstar, but it's not a Northstar. It'd be something different, obviously. But I mean,
One
you could
that's, like,
even
more
do. Hold on, we have the
cutie.
Northstar Serpent. We could do a Northstar something else if that makes sense. Because I mean, that's just the Serpent. You know what I mean? Like, it could be really interesting. I don't know. There's a lot of room for concepts here.
Oh yeah, Nick. There was still some room for my question. Thing is about the apex of the event, like Game App described it. Are you gonna make it so it will have a different minigame, a different mechanic like Scylla or something like that, or is it gonna be the same thing with?
Nah, we're gonna do something unique, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Chaser Fish. We should make sure so that they all have like unique fighting back type of way, like Scylla. Although I will say Scylla is a little bit frustrating, like additionally because it you lose progress.
But I
it's
love
still
how
RNG
unique it
heavy.
is.
It is unique though. I mean, for what it's worth, look, I'm not gonna stop Glaze, but me and Builder came up with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. We gave that concept like to the people running the game at the time.
It was all
I think
builder.
it turned out
It
pretty
was
cool,
not Nick.
but yo, like you can't even say that, bro. It's just not even true, bro. Come on now. Either way, look, I do want them to fight back. I think that more unique mini games relative to like hard to fish is cool because I'm only
Yes,
relying
I
on
love
resilience and
mini
progress
games.
speed. I especially think that like honestly going beyond 95% progress speed, low key wasn't a great decision because it gets exponentially slower, and it being slower doesn't really aim to benefit anyone. Also, we're gonna. I think we could probably end this stage in around 10 minutes or so because we have been here for a long time. It's gonna be nearly 2 hours, and people have been waiting for events. So we could probably do them after that. I don't know if there's any other major questions that people have, but
I have a question.
There's
what's up?
Like, so I think that what Uno 2 was saying about like the spearfishing and how he wants more like unique games or like unique fishing. Is there any way you think that you could program some sort of like, because I personally, I know you're like, I like interacting with the mini game, right? Like I love Try Hard Rod because it really makes me lock in and have to actually play.
Yeah.
Like, could you see creating, because I think that's what Uno 2 is getting towards, is like the idea of something that feels like you're really playing something rather than just collecting something. Like we want to feel like we're playing a game.
Yeah. So that is true. So here's the thing, right? With rod, if you're gonna release rods, for example, because let's just say in that context we're talking about rods, there needs to be. So if you were to do that for an update, let's say I have a rod that has a unique minigame, right? And it's like, you know, the minigame is like almost like an OSU type minigame where it's hella interactive, and the more you interact with it, the more progress you get, some shit like that, right? Naturally, you can't just have that be like the best rod in there, for example. You can have like compete with another rod in there, but it can't be like the best or anything too crazy because obviously, again, it's going to restrict mobile players and console players because no matter what, if it's really unique, it's going to be kind of weird for them. In that case, right, if it's too unique, you gotta be careful about it. You have to have other options because again, you can't narrow down too much on that. But if it is something like the try hard rod, yeah, because I mean, it's stuff like the try hard, that's fine. That's just hard. It's cool. I love stuff like that, but it is very difficult to come up with stuff like that again. unique concepts are very, very difficult to come across
Yeah,
if they're not just really, really unique and out there, which would end up being what you were suggesting, essentially. Really unique shit that would probably be too difficult.
Be
on
too
different
hard to get
platforms.
to work on different. Yeah.
Yeah, unique rods or gems are really difficult to come through.
Yeah.
Hey, she cooking. Nah, but low key, yeah, like a new challenge. That would be cool. Like something to like bring up the hype again. Maybe like a certain challenge in return for a certain reward towards like your bar or something. Maybe like something that causes progress loss, or you know, like when you're reeling in something in for too long, it just like decreases the progress. I don't know what that is, but that pisses me off so bad. But something like that is cool.
Just makes the
hate
game
that
so
rod.
much more fun. Really?
If anyone has unique concepts for stuff, bro, I'm more than up for listening to it. Because again, I've said this many times before. If you post something in the like these suggestions channel, I will see it every time. I read every single one that's there, unless it gets randomly deleted. In which case, if I'm looking at my phone, I won't see it. But yeah, I always read it. I will say my outlook on it has changed. I think about 2 days ago, I crashed out on someone way too heavily. You know, I probably shouldn't say what I did say. I'll be honest. I went too far. I still feel like, you know, it was a little bit ignorant of me. And I also do feel like, I don't know. I am sorry about that if anyone is aware of that. But, you know, moving forward, again, I'm trying to make sure I'm only listening and not really going too far on anything and just trying to get like proper outlooks in anybody, because at the end of the day, everyone's opinion has value. It's not really something I should be ignoring. And I don't know. It's not much to say about it beyond that.
It's okay, Nick. It happens.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, try to get better from that anyways.
Honestly, I don't even think it was that
Yeah.
crazy, but some people just take it out of context and they get.
I mean, some people were saying like, you know, like, oh wow, Big would have never done this and stuff like that, and they're asking for them to come back. I feel like we're just kind of forgetting what they've done sometimes. Like,
Big would have ran your pockets and left, bro. What are you talking
Someone
about?
said someone wanted Big to come back.
Yeah, you should. Yes.
A lot
Nah,
of
that's
people,
crazy.
some people, not like a lot, but like a certain community, yeah, they've. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me.
I mean,
It's very easy for us to go ahead and do that, by the way. I'm just letting y'all know. Like, we're not going to do that because, like, we care about the game, but it is very easy to do that.
Oh, yeah. I can tell. And I bet many people won't like it if Dobby came back. Are we gonna go below the 10,000 CC we had before?
Like, if people are telling Jam to get off the stage, bro, they hate you.
I know. What did I do, guys?
Boo, get off the stage.
Oh my god.
Okay, the final question of the Q&A. Do you guys F with me?
No.
Whoa,
we
whoa,
don't.
whoa.
Yeah, right.
Get out of here.
Why is everyone?
What's
saying
going
that? What
on,
did you
bro?
Oh, okay. Look, that is crazy, y'all. That is crazy. Yo, Jam is an OG, bro. They were here since the fucking, like, the beginning of when I took over, bro. Come on now. Or bring Amplify up here.
Thank God, I've been waiting to ask a question.
Who is this guy?
All right, let's hear it, bro.
Okay, this is an actual genuine question. I even asked Map to say it for me, but she fucking egoed me. So with these balance changes, like, so how are these gonna future-proof the game? Like, because how are these make these easier for you to like add new islands, new rod tiers, and new game mechanics without having to do like another massive rebalance in like 6 months?
You add rods with unique mechanics that don't just blatantly overpower the previous ones. That's all there is to it. I mean, once the economy's fixed, it's way easier to add balanced rods, because if you have some people that have billions, some people that have a million, how am I going to release a rod that's reasonably difficult for everyone if like that's the disparity we're working with? It doesn't make any sense.
That's
Once
fair.
it's also
And
done,
also,
it should be fine.
Also, I know that you use data a lot, like with at least like with fish and rods. How do you like kind of find a good balance between like player feedback and using like data? Like, let's say the data shows that a rod is perfectly balanced, but the community feels like it's useless. How do you decide what to change?
Well, you have to make it more front-end enjoyable, because if people are complaining about it not being good enough, and well, there's two options: either A, the obtainment's too bad for it, or B, the what's it called, the front end isn't enjoyable. That's all there is to it. I mean, even if it's balanced, you just need to make sure that the other two are in tune. They're not going to complain about a rod that's not overpowered or not strong enough if it is strong enough and everything else is true. So you just have to focus on their two things really instead of the actual balancing of the rod.
Gotcha. Thank you for the answers. I'll go back down.
Appreciate it, bro.
Somebody said a team system.
Okay, are they referring to clans or they're referring to something else?
I have no idea.
I know
Also,
for a
a
fact
team
that
system.
they teased clans before, but
I thought you said clams.
clams, yeah,
Yo.
clams. We're bringing back clams, bro.
I think
I don't know. I feel like guilds. I think that's what they're called, guilds. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of cool, but I don't know if it fits. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on that.
I mean,
Guilds. I mean, there's
yeah.
guilds in like every game. So low key.
Yeah, I don't know how it fits in Fish, but could be. I'd like to look into it sometime. Maybe not like soon, but sometime for sure, because I think it could be cool. Also, I'm gonna start events very soon. I said I was gonna do it in a minute, so we'll just look at that, I guess.
Bro.
Yo,
Yo, it's
L-Town
on
is
his
strong, I'm not gonna
down,
lie.
What did I do?
You always be doing some garbage, bro. Yo, every time there's a nerf, guys, it's because of Tarnish, by the way. I'm just letting y'all know.
And Synthical.
Yeah, bro, blame it on him.
Yeah, Lawrence, bro.
Lawrence,
I nerf everything. I'm gonna
what
let you
did
guys
you
know that. That is all me.
Boo!
Quick thing.
Remember, if you have a black iron bucket to DM Tarnished.
I'm betting
Yeah,
you.
if you guys got a black iron bucket, you guys ever got a black iron bucket, DM Tarnished with proof, and he will give you a secret.
Yo, stop.
He's just trying to avoid giving that to too many people, but he will do it.
Therefore,
Not this again, bro. Oh my God.
You're a freaking liar.
Wait, what event we doing?
Dude, I get like probably 20 DMs a day about people with black iron buckets, bro. It's like genuinely not okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
For anyone in here, like actually, if you have a black bucket, you don't get anything. Like on a real note, you get nothing. It was a joke. Yo, stop texting. Yo, I'm blocking you, War.
What event are you gonna run,
I blocked
Nicholas?
War.
10 p.m.
Alright,
Chiefs,
so yeah, but
Yo,
before we finish this off, because I would like to chill up here a little bit longer, just like why not? But again, I just want to really emphasize that I am sorry about any sort of mishaps the game has had or that I've had over the past couple weeks. Obviously, again, it's been a struggle. I've been trying to make sure that repetitive content has been avoided. It is really difficult. Seriously, it really is. But I promise if you guys stick around, it'll be the game should be at like a crazy, just fucking I don't know, just crazy rebound. Because I mean, it rebounded once. We got rid of the second seed. We did all that. It's ready for a second one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one step of the way there. Let's take it 2 steps. Come on.
Dude, by next year, Fisch is gonna average 100 million players.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's some crazy botting. Alright, you know what? I said I wasn't gonna run this again, but honestly, bro, hold on. Okay, if y'all needed a specific fish that was sunken, go to that location right now. You're getting like 2 minutes.
oh, you're gonna ruin that
Everybody's
something?
feverishly popping their Scyllatotems right now.
Deadass? Hold on.
I'm
Wait, let me
posting
do
up
one too. Let me pop one too.
my mutated shark. I still haven't gotten that.
Dang.
If y'all need something sunken, go to where you need to go right now because this is gonna be really important for your progression, I guess. I'm
Yeah, Nick,
only doing this
speaking of
one
that-
time though because I
Scylla
don't want
just
to do
spawned
anything
in my
crazy.
server.
What's
Speaking
up?
of that, like, do you have any plans? I think you mentioned this earlier in the stage, like for better like teleportation or fast travel system, like the Traveler's Whistle.
In regards to what? Like what issue are you referring to?
I just mean like getting around in general faster, like being able to teleport to different islands. If there's any like plan for that or not.
No, definitely not. I
Yo,
think
I'm
that
not
just
gonna lie.
ruins the
At
point
that
of
point,
boats and
boats are
shit.
just
You need both.
I say
Yeah,
boats are just
no,
useless.
The point of the game kind of like falls off a little bit with that. The reason why Traveler's Whistle exists is for locations that are extraordinarily out of the way, and even if you have a boat, it wouldn't be easy to reach. The only place that's an exclusion to that is the depths, and that's because I love how it's in a whirlpool. Now, it is frustrating when you do need to get down there in a hurry. I do understand that, but I do feel like it takes away from it if you do that TP there.
What if there
I
was like
really
a
feel like
whirlpool
it's
that would
necessary at
just
some
spawn a
point.
whirlpool?
I don't know. I feel like just adding things that force things constantly is kind of weird. I don't know. But maybe, I mean, you're gonna get like a really rare drop from like the angler or some shit. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's been 2 minutes or whatever. You guys should be there. If you're not there, well, I might want to hurry up.
Wait, can I go back to streaming the power washing game because you guys
Does
cut
this-
me off last time?
Does this make
Yeah, go for it.
every fish sunken?
Yes.
You currently all have a 100% sunken rate right now. So
Okay, so I should change off the sunken
again.
rod.
Yeah, just use any rod you need. Just use a fast rod if you guys have it.
Okay. If I don't, how long does it, or how long is the event?
I think it's 5 minutes.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
I think. Oh, it says continue. Oh, it say my progress.
Yo, I haven't even started the Fabulous Rod Quest because I am level 1300.
I had the same
It's level
issue, but now you
1000.
can do it at
used to be
1,000.
1500. Yeah,
Oh.
that was a mistake. That wasn't supposed to be that high.
Oh, I can start the quest. I didn't even know that got changed.
Yeah, I was really frustrated when I saw that because I had people DMing me saying I broke my promise. I was like, what promise did I break? What are we talking about? And then I look at the code and I see that there. Genuinely, I got so mad. I got so upset. I started asking questions immediately. It is what it is. It's my fault. I should have looked over it before it released. I really should have. I looked at everything else. I didn't look at that.
How am I getting a
Also,
giant sunken ancient depth serpent before I'm getting the mutated shark?
So someone DM'd me 2 pretty good questions. I'm just gonna go over those again real quick because I feel like I haven't skimmed over a bit much. But someone's asking if the black market's gonna be cheaper. It will be cheaper once everything's fixed, obviously. And rebalancing rods to make everything have alternate routes and not just one direct linear path is always the goal. It is very difficult to achieve, but it is always the goal, and I'm going to really aim to achieve that this month. No rod should just be inevitably stupid and not useful in any circumstance, unless it's like above a level 1000 rod. In that case, it's just fair game. I'm not going to lie, those are just going to be random no matter what.
What was everybody's favorite rod from Fish Fright?
They're currently fishing for sunken stuff right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie, they don't.
Oh,
care.
that's
It's
right.
Bat Whisperer though.
No,
I Bat Whisperer is my favorite too.
They fuck with the spooky rod though, which I'm happy to see,
Spooky.
dude. Spooky rod, I love that. I'm not gonna lie, it's a nice simple rod and it does the job, bro.
Goth, you're a freaking
I'm
bug.
not
You
gonna lie,
actually
it's
get
built in
toast your strudel
Crow,
in here? Okay, toast your strudel.
Fix the wind elemental rod. I can't even. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have a bug fix for that. I think I remember seeing something like that in commit logs.
I got it.
Fix if it's bugged. Let's see here. What other DM? I'm looking through like every DM I have right now. I have a lot.
I can't even imagine how many you have. Let me see how many requests I have. 350 message requests.
This guy spammed me saying you need to make a better
got
anti-cheat,
300.
please. And then he said all shifted is boosted.
Oh, all shifted.
People call me a moon boosted in my
Yes,
comments,
all
bro.
boosted. That is all. Yo, wait, where is he? Bring him up, please. Please bring all shifted up here if you see him. Hold on, I got some words to say to this guy.
All shifted, you're not alone. People call me a maze boosted.
Oh, he's not in here anymore. Oh.
Damn.
You made him rage quit, see? What do you do that, Tony? Come on now.
Sadly, I didn't even do anything.
Just cut him. You took away your fun.
I
Come
told
on
him to
now.
join stage again.
Let's
Oh,
see
also,
here.
I saw somebody ask a great question. Is there any way to do like an option where you can hide all your gears?
Oh, you had him join?
Well,
Okay, all
when we're
shifted.
talking about
I'll-
gears,
come on.
are you talking about like what's it called, gloves and boots and shit like that? Or are you talking about, because gears, when I think of gears, I think of like the tools and shit, like the black market stuff. Those are gears.
Like the
Yeah, I think
Rotocycle.
people probably want it like they want to be able to hide like their basic glider and stuff like that because there's no use for it anymore or anything.
Oh, you want to like get rid of? Well, that's what the storage system is for. If there's an issue with that, if there's any issues with like things that can't go in there, we'll just disable it.
I was gonna say, can you?
enable
I don't
it.
think you can put gears in there, can you?
No, you can. You should be able to. If you can't, then we'll
Yeah,
make
you
it so
can
you
put
can.
items in there.
Oh,
I
just
think the elite
assumed you
glider
couldn't.
specifically you can't because it's locked. The reason why is because it's locked because if you're level, what was it, 1100? If you're level 1100 or higher and you level up and you don't have it in your inventory, it'll give it to you again. So because it's not checking to see if it's as a cache. It's just if you don't or you do have it. I can change
So
that so that's not the problem anymore. But you know, those are just one-off things.
So to that person who kept asking that, just try to put it in your storage, and then if that doesn't work, like should they just report it as a bug? Because everything should be going into storage.
I don't know. Did you wait? What?
Should if they have gears that aren't going into storage, that's a bug, right? Besides the elite glider.
Everything should be able to go into storage unless it like directly breaks progression. Like that's the only context. Or if it's like completely, because there's some things that are also just not able to go. Like the rotor cycle, I think can't go in there, or one other gear. And I don't know why, but apparently it breaks everything if you do. I don't understand the whole like context of it, but there's like 5 or 7 items.
But it sounds like you guys are working on it.
Yeah, Layla particularly is.
Okay, so
Also,
to that person,
I got a
like you will be
DM
able to hide
about
them.
cycling fish on islands with the seasons. Well, then B series would be like hard to complete, like really hard to complete because you have to wait for a certain season. I think that making seasons matter more for preferences, and also obviously again changing the meta as seasons change, for example, would be pretty cool. We'll see. I mean, currently seasons don't really do much though, and the biggest problem is that if you have a common fish that prefers, like, let's say autumn, and you have a rare fish that also prefers it, it doesn't actually help you in the context of the rare fish because the common fish also likes it. You know what I mean? This.
What?
More. What's on that? Because I want to just run that. I'll do like 2 more maybe.
Cosmic relics, bro.
No.
Dude, I need them.
All boosted.
I'll give you a few.
Is that you calling me boosted? I got told I was gonna be all boosted again. Hey. I have not been boosted
I mean,
again.
like,
the crowd actually
you were
wanted to. They were
literally
talking about
asking me. Yeah, you were literally asking me for a boost just the other day, by the way. I don't know why you're acting like you didn't do that.
What?
No. Literally asking for me to force catch. You were asking for me to force catch some of the fucking fish for the Fabulous Rod video because you couldn't do it.
No, that's not true.
And that's how you completed the quest, because you had me force catch them for you. But it's okay because everyone already knows.
How do you know I completed it?
Well, because I was there. I was force catching it for you. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What?
We should bring back the Eternal Frostwhale.
Beat the allegations.
Bring back the Eternal Frost.
That's gonna be nice.
Harbin, you hear that?
Yeah, Carl, you heard that.
Yep, well, that's my cue, guys. I'm going to go ahead and leave the call now.
Bye-bye, Carbon.
I called out Rage Queen.
Don't forget to send the video of you, the sound of you screaming to Goth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I need to go. Get my lungs now.
Like that's like really important. I really need that.
I mean,
What do I
don't know how you
say?
didn't get that from him doing the Nico's Yarncaster quest, to be
whatever,
honest,
bro,
because it kind of
just-
sounded like he wanted to scream.
Bro, first of all, now that I have you here, Nick, let's have a little chat on how you made me feel that day, all right?
All right.
Was it as good as I made you feel
You had me
during?
quite tilted.
I really helped Carbon during the
Oh,
Death
yeah.
String quest.
So what was the issue though? What was up? I feel like
Look
it
at
was
that time lapse.
very one-dimensional problem.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I can't even tell you because once I got off that stream, I had such a bad headache that like I closed my eyes and passed out for like 10 hours.
I feel that though. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone feels that a little bit. I mean, look, it makes you feel any better. I didn't design the the riddles for that. I'm gonna run Cosmic because like whatever, bro. Honestly.
Can I
It's
count?
Carbon's world and we're all just living in it.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, so
blame
Kidda
Rid of
Kata
Rata
had
for
a
that.
insanely fun time making those riddles. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think they turned out pretty well. I think that was a good quest. Now, it didn't turn out good for you, but that's because like you don't know what a rabbit is.
Just DM Kata and send your complaints to her DMs.
Look, to be fair, I also thought it was a frog at first, but like then you said kangaroo and you kind of just lost everyone with that. I'm not gonna lie, you kind of just like
the kangaroo comment was out of pocket. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, come on now.
Dan's dirty campsite.
Hey Nick, if we ever bring back the Eternal Frostwhale, I think you should buff Rod of the Relics.
The what? The rod? What is the Rod of the Relics?
The relic.
Isn't it Relic?
I got a better idea.
Rod of the Exalted one. Yeah. Rod of the Exalted one. That one. That's what it's
I say we
called.
just delete it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah, we'll listen to
It's
Carbon
a
on that
horrible
one. That rod's being deleted
idea.
tomorrow.
But it has such a good mastery skill.
Yeah, but think about it though. Then Carbon can't catch an Eternal Frostwhale with it again to like recover. Actually, wait, no, that's a better idea.
It's not like he could in the first
Just
place.
hard coded so Carbon cannot catch Frostwhales.
How about we just?
How about this? For the rod, we'll make it so that if you're catching a whale, it gives you plus 50% progress speed, just like in general.
Oh,
Or any whale at all.
That
Rod
actually
of the Frostwhale.
And then make it so where it's hard coded if Carbon's catching one, it's -50 instead.
I don't need to hard code it for that to be like. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even need to hard code it for him to struggle on that, bro. Let's just be real here for a second. Like, we do not need to stack disadvantages.
I'm literally getting ganged up right now. This is crazy.
Okay, Carbon.
We're just trying to make things easier for you, bro. Come on. We can't have Santa missing up on his fish, bro.
Bro, please tell me that I'm not Santa.
Would you rather be called Drake?
You will be in the Fischmas update. You will be in the Fischmas update. I promise you that.
Yo, you should add that scream to his NPC. Not gonna lie.
You complete his quest and he screams at the end. Yeah, that sounds great.
We make a Carbon Meister admin event, and when it gets spawned, it's him screaming, and it's only Eternal Frost.
Oh no, that's gonna be another Relic Stone 2.0. But this time with ear-rapes. That I can tell.
Dang,
Yeah, I bet most people don't even know the lore of that. Like, they just like to make fun of him, bro.
Yeah. More than likely.
Green is in my server with his fabulous title and his fabulous rod just looking at me. Like...
Imagine
Oh, I
he
can
just
do
flung
that
me.
too. I can taunt you with my title and my rod.
You finished it?
Yeah.
Dang. You know that I was fishing for 4 hours and didn't get a single SS handfish?
That's crazy. It took me 5 minutes.
If I,
Like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
If I was to check your commands, am I gonna see a bunch of force cats?
No. Uno, did you get it?
See, let's check Black Ops over here. Let's see. Oh,
Hang on.
cats,
What
whale
happened?
shark, ability. Oh,
So did you get the rod yet?
Fabulous?
Yeah.
You're funny, bro.
Of course you did it, because you only know how to get boosted, you stupid.
Yo, didn't you get boosted yesterday, bro?
Oh,
Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god,
I
bro.
think
Your
I
name is
talk to
all
Mr.
boosted, bro.
Potato
You're
Boy.
telling me I'm boosted?
Listen, Shifted, you're the CC
Know
that has
that
the
guy on
most
the stage right now.
Make a poll right now. Me,
Dude,
all shifted. See who's boosted.
I'm gonna let you know. A grown ass man who's 40 years old got the rod before you guys. I'm gonna let you know that.
Who?
What? Who? Carbon?
No,
Midnight?
bro. Thunder, bro.
Wow. Wow.
Carbon's like 60. Don't even.
No, Carbon's pushing 70, bro.
All right.
Wait, Thunderbolt got it?
Yeah, Carbon gave it to himself.
Uno, we could go a bit more in depth in the past month. Who got the 2 Halloween rods for free and who grinded them? Let me know.
What is this guy talking about, bro?
I think you both got them for free.
What is this guy talking about, bro?
Let's check. Let's check.
No.
Hold on,
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Check. Was I given any rods?
Check what?
Yeah, let's
I can
see.
tell you what.
Halloween.
Bro,
I wonder
that
who
was
got a
an
rod.
easy
The
quest.
Oh,
moment it came out.
Rod, Nate's blade.
Yo, let's do an admin event.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, you're
After
boosted,
Nate Blade, what else?
bro.
What else? Or
Sword
before
of
that?
Darkness, you're boosted.
Not
Pen
Sword of
rod.
Darkness.
What is Sword of Darkness?
Pen rod.
Okay, wait, no, hold on. No, all any rods I get is removed after though, so chill. Carbon is my witness, bro. He literally gave me the. the
Wait,
Nate rod
wait,
to
wait. Let's
use.
talk.
can't
Let's
use
talk about the
Sephiroth
fact that you
anymore.
asked for help for your wind elemental quest.
First of
That's
all,
not true. I actually did it on my life.
Oh, him? Okay, I'm
that
about
did
to
not
say.
happen. I
Yes,
promise
you
you.
did.
No.
Yes,
You can
did.
ask Snow. We can get Snow in here right now. It was because Midnight caught him, right? And we were in a call with Exu, Pluto, and Snow. So they joined our server to see Midnight catch him. And that was when him just came out. So he was like one of the first. And then, yeah, Snow just spammed events. We didn't ask him. Like, he just spammed them. You can ask him, bro. I promise you, we did not get boosted.
I'm looking right here.
Oh, we
It
did get
says
boosted,
catch pufferfish, bro. Exactly, we did get boosted. See?
Wait, did he make me?
Don't
Did he
hurt,
force catch
bro.
me a pufferfish?
He did multiple times.
No way. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
you're boosted. Yeah, you're boosted, bro. You're actually boosted.
No! I thought I got it legit.
Oh, you're boosted.
Bro, out of
You're
all of
fake
our
as fuck,
CCs,
bro.
Shifted is the most boosted.
No!
I saw Frieza in the chat. He said he's innocent.
What?
I'm putting this in the event
Oh, I
channel
wish I was
because
on
I'm not
the
texting that
Relic
event
You're
stage.
boosted, bro, for real, bro. And you got
I'm the
like
one
20
called
dev
boosted the
rods.
most, bro. I'm
Bro,
barely
Shifted
boosted,
is more
bro.
boosted than me, and I have the admin panel.
No, that's not true. That's not
Oh.
true.
That's not true, Tyler.
Holy!
Wait, let's check this. Let's check this. Okay, wait. Command from all boosted is 8,242, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yo!
Are you dead ass?
We'll check carbons. Carbons
Yo,
is
what
only
are y'all
100,
saying
bro.
L for? Yo, literally half of y'all were fucking begging for this, by the way. I'm just letting y'all know.
What'd you run?
The Sunken Shores, bro.
Sunken.
People were literally begging for that shit, and I run it, and now people were fucking upset, bro. Come on now. Look, bro, I'll run a mayhem
Whoa.
after this just because y'all are doing that, but that's all you're getting, bro. I'm not running anything after that. That's all you're getting.
And y'all better start putting W's in the chat. Say W
Darn
Nick.
it. Chill. This was during the
Say
stage.
W Nick. Y'all better want him to
You're
keep doing
framing
that.
me.
W boosted, bro.
Better say
No,
W
you
Nick.
gave me katana
Say,
rod.
I'm trying to
the
help
worst
y'all. I'm
rod.
trying to help y'all. Say W Nick.
Nick, hear me out.
I'm trying to help
Hear me
y'all.
out, Nick. Nuclear waste admin event.
See,
Take it,
oh,
we'll take
look at that W Nick. Wow.
You guys gotta
Let me
put
check my
W
DMs.
Nick or
You gotta
else
put
he's
W
not
Nick.
running
I'm trying to
anything
help
else,
I
y'all,
bro.
checked
bro.
my DMs with Uno 2. He didn't ask me for anything.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
There's one thing. He was
Never.
asking for the yin yang rod, which was removed.
Hello?
What? No.
Hello,
No.
Oh, no, get that back down.
So we're letting anyone up
Yang
here? What's
Yang's the
going on right
best.
We're actually all boosted. Uno 2. We're having a war. See who's more boosted.
Well, I'm in my car right now. Did Nate show up for the Q&A, or
Low-key
was he
shifted?
still on the plane?
He's still
Huh?
playing. He
We
could
gotta
make
do that,
it.
bro.
He really wanted to, though. Like, he really,
gotta-
really was trying
we gotta
to.
do a boosted
but his
contest.
internet on the plane was really bad.
Who can get boosted the most in a day?
Let's start right now. Hey, Turnus, can I have all your rods, please?
Yo.
Yeah, no. What are we doing, bro?
Okay, guys, in the chat, yo, okay, y'all, okay, which one do you want, okay, bro? Because it's one or the other, and I'm not running both because, like, it's like low key. Like, we can't just be constantly doing these. But this is like these events are like bleeding into the problem that I've talked about today. I don't like running them, but I know y'all want them, so I'm gonna run them anyways for now. But like, you guys understand that this is like a low key a problem in itself, right? Like, y'all understand that, right? So mayhem or corruption, that's all there is to it, bro. Which one is it? Like, we're doing one or the other, bro, and like we can't be like oversaturating it more than it already is, bro. We've learned from this.
Do you hear my turn
And
signal?
also, yeah, I do hear it a little bit. Also, if you're gonna let me know, probably tell me either A, in a different channel, or okay, why am I getting? Okay, Jim Bob loves gifting basic Fisher packs. That's kind of crazy, bro. Y'all are just not even deciding, bro. I can make a poll in here. Hold on. Wait, actually, that's gonna take forever to go through. I'm not gonna do that. Hold on. Oh my god, bro. I'll make a really quick poll and then delete it really fast because I don't want it to be there.
Like a 5-minute poll.
Nah, bro, like a 10-second poll. Okay, y'all already be ready to vote for this one. Whichever one it is in 5 seconds is what I'm picking. All right, it's mayhem. It's been decided.
Yippee.
What's the difference between the two?
Can a green
I
lure
get the
come up?
fish. I can't
Not even
keep catching.
smaller.
W mayhem, guys. W admin event.
Nick,
W
what do you
Nick.
think,
W
Nicholas?
admin abuse.
Can a green lure come up?
Yeah, he can. I mean, I'm pretty sure Green was like telling me that he felt bad when I was taking what's it called, the blame for the quests. I don't know if he has anything to say about
Yeah.
that.
Yo, if you guys have complaints about the quest, throw tomatoes at Green. You're welcome.
Hey,
I'll take all the tomatoes.
Yeah, you'll probably eat them too, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
wow.
not nice.
He's not eating a vegetable, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That just doesn't even make any sense.
That's not nice. You guys are being mean.
Oh yeah, Nick, Colin, I have a message from one of my fellow tested leads, Dr. Cyanide. He wanted me to tell you all, you two at least, that
Dr.
you're always stinky. So
Cyanide.
yeah,
That guy's a bum.
yeah, he wanted me to tell Nick and Colin that those two were sticky. So if you all want to go ahead and ban him, you're free to do so. It's not on me. It's on
ban
Cyanide. Dr. Cyanide, that tested lead we all love.
Oh yeah, let's ban him.
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm not a tester lead, SMH.
Fake roll anyways.
Exactly, but I want it.
We'll probably end the stage in 5 minutes since it's getting late. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I want to sleep so I can fucking actually work on the game tomorrow.
Oh yeah, yo, Nick. Last thing. Can you tell everyone to say thank you to all the devs? I think they all deserve it, including
No,
you.
I'm good on that.
Say, why?
Well, because I'm a dev. We can't do that. If someone else says that, they can go ahead and do it, but I'm not saying that.
Come on, give me panel then. I'm gonna do it for you.
I have panel. What am I saying in panel?
You can let them know, bro. It's up to you. But I would like to get a lot of love for the other devs because I mean they work their hearts out. Sometimes some of them are a little bit procrastinating heavy, but I love them all regardless. They're all my goats.
Yeah, they deserve the thanks.
Yo, I'm just pressure washing this right now. I'm pressure washing a fire pit right now.
Imagine pressure washing stove while there's an admin venting fish.
Hey, bro, I'm going crazy.
Can be possible.
No, I'm doing it. Look at my stream. I'm going crazy.
Oh yeah, Faye says that thank you from the devs. It's from him. Oh yeah, from Faye.
Dang, look at that.
I was forced to say that, by the way. So don't blame me.
Why are we
I don't even
saying
know what you
stuff
just said,
about
I'm not gonna
bum,
lie.
bruh? You know, there's something wrong. I'm not gonna. Yo, this person's profile I just clicked on. There's something wrong with them, bruh. Hold on, Green. I'm sending you this.
Okay.
Do you see the games that they like? Do you see that game all the way on the right?
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
But yeah, before we end things off, I'm just gonna say some ending things. First off, make sure you're on for the update next week, or well, the end of this week on Saturday, on the 8th. Make sure you're there. I'm not gonna lie, it should turn out really well. Everyone's locked in on it. I mean, you guys saw the leak. It looks really cool.
Yeah, nobody
Okay,
cares about
well,
the
you
FAT.
won't be there, bro. Like, whatever, bro. It's fine, I guess. But everyone else should be there. A lot of changes will be done by that time. And additionally, you know, there's lots to expect, and I'd like to just keep up to date with you guys. You know, I'll probably host a stage with Nate pretty soon after this, whenever he has time. Again, he couldn't be here this time, which is really unfortunate. And, you know, I love you all. You know, I'm really glad you guys came here. You know, I'm glad you guys listened. We're all clearly looking for the same goals, which I love to see. We all want the same outcome, really. You know, sometimes it might come off a little bit differently initially, but we all have the same end result, like, in mind for the game. And, you know, I'm really happy to see that. Again, I can promise that everything that I put in polls, everything you guys agreed on, will be implemented. As long as I am still standing, it will be implemented. So, and I'm going to make sure that it is all done before 2026. We'll call it that, but most of it should be in November. Most of it should be within the next few weeks. Some of them are just way harder than the rest, so we'll see.
W's, bro.
Yo.
You guys catching
forget
anything
about
good from
Fabulous.
this admin event?
Throw tomatoes at Joe.
Bro, I'm pressure washing right now. I'm not catching anything.
Yeah, you got a black iron bucket. Yo, DM tarnished right now. This 5.87
No,
6951 E plus
no,
17. DM him pictures
no,
of you with
no,
black iron buckets right
no.
now.
No!
Do it. No hesitation
Your
at
wallet
all,
thing.
fellas. Just do it.
I don't know what you're talking
How do you
about.
even let the dog go get that 30 boy?
Yeah, run my server the rod real quick and then call it a day.
Oh, I got a big mayhem singularity.
It's like, no,
I need
you're
a
dying.
singularity.
You're dying.
I
You're
love
dying.
singularity.
Actually, hold on.
All right. Before I hop out of here, is there anything
Wait.
else anyone wanted to bring up or talk about before it's all said and done for next Q&A with Nate later on next week or something like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
You going first.
I got
Number one,
sent
who knows
a
more boosted than me? And number two,
enchanted
Frick Tarnished.
water
And number three, Buff Fabulous.
What is bro?
There we go.
Yapping about? You know what?
What?
Good
I
job
got
today,
two
Nick.
things to say.
Amazing Q&A. When's the Labubu Rock coming, bro? We all waiting for that.
Labubu.
Yo, never happening,
Is that
by
what
the
you just
way.
said? Yo, all my life, bro. Yo, kill me before that happens, bro. Because that does not need to come, bro. No one needs that in the game, bro.
This
I can't
person said
believe that it
just
got
shut
modded,
up
bro.
and run admin abuse. Like they're just actively missing it.
I
Like
just
you have to,
recently
you have to
found
log
out
on to the
that-
game.
I'm not clear. Imagine
If
waking up
that's all-
and the first thing you think is, let me model a Labubu run. Like, what are
That's
we
true.
doing?
Well, anyways, if that's all, I'm hopping off. Y'all should probably up too. I'm gonna leave now, but guys,
I'm
thank you for
leaving,
coming
bro.
again. I feel like we've achieved a great goal here together. You can expect some crazy changes coming. And again, the game won't even. It'll feel similar, but it'll feel crazy different by the time all this is done. Seriously, there's a lot of work to be done on this, but I can guarantee you some crazy stuff will be coming again. I'm really motivated this time around. Yep, love you all. I am leaving. You guys can do what you want. I'll probably close the stage. So.
I'm gonna.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bless
Hey,
y'all.
wait, before you